Ever stop to think how much those little impulse buys on your phone are adding up to, and how many subscription payments are sneaking out of your bank account every single month? Before I started using Rocket Money, let me tell you, I had no idea. But the first time I logged in, I saved $435. I couldn't believe it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I just love the dashboard. It shows everything in one place, even the subscriptions you forgot you signed up for. And if there's something you don't need, Rocket Money helps you cancel it. Plus, it alerts you if a bill increases or if something unusual pops up in your account. It's basically like having a personal assistant for your money. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Welcome to the Kim Komando Show podcast for the weekend of February 15th, 2025. Here's hour one.
All right, so whatever you do, do not buy any new Apple products. Here's why. Tim Cook was just on X and he says, get ready to meet the newest member of the family. Wednesday, February 19th. No official word on what it is, but all signs are pointing to some new AirTags and maybe a new 5G modem and a new iPhone SE. It's going to look a lot like the iPhone 14, but with some big upgrades. First of all, the charging port, a USB-C. Yes. Welcome to the world. And of course, I also heard that there's a new revolutionary eye patch for pirates. An eye patch for pirates. It's called the eye patch. Oh, on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You just tapped into America's largest source about all things digital, because after all, you really need to be tech ahead or else you'll be left tech behind in the digital dust. Because after all, I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess, here with you once again. You can find my award-winning show on over 420 top stations throughout the United States. And of course, you can find me in your favorite radio app. Just search for Komando with a K. And you can also now get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. We love that. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Komando, of course, with a K. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio. I just love this, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members. And the Komando hotline is open for you right now. I know you have at least a few questions about something digital, and it's 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And I'd like to thank NetSuite for helping to make this show possible. Over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle. It's the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one fluid platform. NetSuite has added a new range of AI features to its product. And let me tell you, these updates are designed to help companies operate more efficiently. Like, for example, the software can now automatically detect unusual activity in a company's financial data, allowing issues to be addressed quickly before they become just bigger problems. It helps give you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. You need to do that as a business owner because you're going to have real-time insights and forecasting. Then you're just peering into the future with actionable data. And let me tell you, when you're closing the books in days and not weeks, you're spending less time looking backward and more time at what's next. NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and sees those biggest opportunities. Now, here's the deal. You can download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free right now at netsuite.com/Kim. And here's a secret. You don't need to be a CFO to get it. That's right, netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim. Alrighty then, every single day I dive into at least 35, 40 different sources to make sure that I'm up to date on everything that's happening in the tech world. And here are the top 5 things you need to know about right now. Let's go back in time to that Chinese spy balloon that was just drifting across the United States. We all looked at it online. We were wondering whether or not we should actually shoot it down. What was it really doing up there? Well, as it turns out, well, guess what? It wasn't just a weather balloon that somehow got lost. I know, that's what we were told. I know, it's a shocker. It was packed with, are you ready for it? American tech, an Iridium satellite communication module, a ton of surveillance cameras and sensors, at least, I don't know, all kinds of different things from at least 5 different American tech companies. So how did the Chinese get their hands on all this stuff? Well, the same way they got the NVIDIA chips to build that DeepSeek AI. Of course, we sold it to them. Speaking of China, TikTok's back. Well, kind of. The app popped back into the Apple App Store and Google Play last Thursday night after it was banned. And if you already have TikTok, you can still use it. You delete it from your phone. You were out of luck, but now you can actually get it. But there's a twist. President Trump just signed an executive order extending the deadline by 75 days, pushing out the decision on whether or not TikTok is for sale, who's going to buy it, is the government going to get involved in the purchase, until April 5th. So as we know, the clock is tick-tocking for sure. All right, moving on to number 2. You hear these numbers and you're like, what is going on? 2.7 billion records were just breached, a huge data breach. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Fowler. We actually had him here on the show. And he found an unprotected database just sitting wide open online, no password, no encryption, just sitting there. 2.7 billion records, Wi-Fi names, passwords, IP addresses, device IDs, smartphone details, and a whole bunch more linked to, are you ready? Mars Hydro, which is a Chinese company that makes software for the Internet of Things. What is the Internet of Things? It's just everything. Security cameras, smart thermostats, doorbells, toothbrushes, and on, goes just on and on. So Fowler actually asked Mars Hydro about the app, and they said, this app is the official app of Mars Hydro. They're not denying it. So here's the deal. You always want to put your Internet of Things on its own network, a separate guest network, and make sure you have strong, unique passwords for your Wi-Fi, and also turn off any type of remote access. If you need steps for any of that, like how to put it on a guest network, just head over to commando.com. We've got everything just listed out there for you. Moving on to number 3, this is a story about Dr. Elizabeth Potter. I don't know if you've heard about this, but she shared a story on Instagram. It just went viral. She says that UnitedHealthcare called her mid-surgery to question whether or not her breast cancer patient really needed to stay overnight. So she scrubbed out, called him back, and says that they asked if the patient, who was currently under anesthesia, could just go home. She's like, no, she can't go home today. She just had breast cancer surgery and she's still under the effects of anesthesia. But now she's being sued. So she got a letter from UnitedHealthcare's big, scary lawyers demanding that she retract everything that she said and she should issue a public apology. They say that they got it wrong, or she got it wrong, rather. So who do you really believe? I'm going with the doctor. Moving on to number 4, we've talked about this guy on the show a lot, James Howells. He's the guy who back in 2009, he had 7,500 Bitcoins on his laptop hard drive, but he spilled some liquid on it and he thought, well, it doesn't really work anymore. The laptop's dead. The hard drive's dead. And so finally he woke up in 2013 and was like, whoa, I have a lot of Bitcoin and I have a lot of money buried in a landfill in Newport, Wales, because he threw the hard drive away thinking it wasn't worth anything. So now it's 2025. That Bitcoin on the hard drive is worth, are you ready for it? $700 million. Okay. And then he's been going back and forth with this drudge in Wales trying to say, okay, what if I split it with you? Will you at least let me go find the hard drive? I know exactly where it is because I've done all the math and the research and everything like that. Well, here's the deal. The landfill is closing. So his new plan is to buy the entire landfill. And he's talking to investors and he says purchasing the site is very much on the table. Well, I guess, for $700 million, let's say you buy the landfill for $100 million, then you've got a couple of other $100 million trying to find this hard drive. It might be, might be worth it, I'm sure. All right, moving on to number 5. You know the drill. You're going on a trip. Things are already hectic. Finally, in a rush to get to the airport, you have to go through security, and then you finally get to the gate and get your coffee and you go potty, and you're just waiting for them to say you can get on the plane. So finally, that big event happens. You're all super excited because you're going on vacation. You got all the kids. You get everybody on the plane. You put your stuff away in the overhead. Then you start making nice with your seatmates, or at least I don't want the middle seat. Do you want to switch? It's okay. Can my kid sit next to me? You know the drill. So everything's all calm. Things are all ready, and you're excited to get on this trip. And then suddenly the pilot comes on the PA and he says, "We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a major delay in this flight." And you're thinking, oh, gosh, another mechanical, what's going to happen? He goes on to say that everybody has to gather up their things, get off the plane, because they have to check the entire plane out, and everybody has to go through security again. All the luggage has to be taken off the plane too, by the way, before they can actually even take off, because some bonehead on the flight decided to change his hotspot to "there's a bomb on the flight." Okay. Now, here's the deal. Changing your hotspot to the land of the free or whatever it may be, minus FBI surveillance van, that's okay. But pulling a prank like this is definitely bad. By the way, they didn't take off for another 5 hours. I would be so mad. I'd be so upset. All right, think about this. Every time you look anything up online, even your embarrassing and private searches, you fill out a form, you shop, data brokers are just watching. They collect and sell your information to anyone willing to pay. I'm talking about your name, your address, your phone number, your social security number, even your social media activity. It's all out there, often without your knowledge or consent. And these data brokers, they just know every single thing about you. But there is a way to fight back. Incogni. This is a powerful tool that removes your data from these brokers, making it so much harder for anyone to get their hands on your personal info. Let me tell you, I was talking to my niece the other day. She just had her identity stolen. Why? Because all of her information is all on the internet. Not anymore. She signed up for Incogni. Because not only does this reduce the risk of identity theft, because your stuff is just not out there for the taking, it cuts down on annoying spam calls, texts, emails. Incogni helps you take control of your personal data and just reclaim your privacy. So here's the deal. You want to visit privacykim.com. You're going to get my special offer, 60% off. That's privacykim.com. That's privacykim.com. All right, coming up, we have a viral video that's about an Apple Watch and how you're going to put it on your ankle. What's going on with that? Critical thinking skills. What's happening with that in artificial intelligence? Did you know that your phone has an expiration date? Also going to give you the secret ways to check for keyloggers. And of course, we have all of your great phone calls. And you have more of me, Kim Komando. So if you start seeing people having their Apple Watch on their ankles instead of their wrists, there's a good reason for that. We're going to get to that in just a second. But I'd like to welcome my cohort, Andrew Babinski, here on The Big Show. Hi there, Andrew.
You ever had to have an ankle bracelet?
Do we want to talk about that here on the show? Is that necessary?
House arrest for Kim Komando?
I know, I never have. Have you?
No, I've never even been arrested.
I'm shocked by that.
What? Excuse me?
I'm kidding. Now, Andrew not only is here, but also you're on KEZ.
Yeah, I co-host the morning show on 99.9 KEZ in Phoenix, Arizona with Beth McDonald, Beth and Friends. You can hear us on the iHeartRadio app. You can hear Kim Komando on the iHeartRadio app as well.
But my favorite story, though, is Jay. Someday we have to tell the story about Jay.
Which story about Jay?
The one where he answered the text and the woman said that he hurt the cat.
You mean when he got threatened to be killed by a hacker who had all his personal information?
Yes.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
That's crazy. How about right now we talk with Linda?
Okay.
Linda in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi there, Linda.
Hi. So just a little nervous here. We love you. Listen to your podcast all the time and subscribe to your newsletter and take copious notes, and we really appreciate that a lot. So I just, something weird happened to us a couple weeks ago. We were shopping at Walmart. My partner was shopping for kitchen knives. Okay. I was in a completely different part of the store. She called me up to say where she was in the store because, it's huge. And she said, I'm over here shopping for knives, and said, okay, cool. Just let me know when you're done. We hang up. Everything's fine. The very next day, she gets an email advertising kitchen knives. Totally out of the blue. Never received any type of email like that before. We're not chefs, anything like that. So my question to you is Walmart listening? Is Amazon listening? What's going on here?
Everybody's listening.
Everybody.
Oh, good. Thanks. I feel much better now.
Have a good weekend.
Hey, thanks for your call. Wouldn't that be awful? So
Yes.
appreciate you, Linda. Thanks for your kind words. Moving on.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, but It's not that Amazon or Walmart's listening. It's all the apps we have installed on our phones that we agree to those terms and conditions that allow them to listen to everything we say. Some of them are nefarious and open up your mics when you're not expecting it. And then they sell all that information to all these big companies that market us.
Do you have the Walmart app on your phone or your partner's phone?
No.
Okay,
no.
well, because that would be one way they would be tying it. But Andrew, you're absolutely right. That, when's the last time, Linda, that you actually installed an app and it said, do you agree to the terms and conditions? And you said, whoa, stop right there. Wait.
Yeah, right.
Put on a pot of coffee, honey.
Yes,
We're going to read the
not?
terms and conditions.
This is going to be a great Friday night.
Next time I can't fall asleep, I'll listen. I'll read them. Yes.
So it does it by smart. It does it by a whole bunch of different means. It's not just one particular area. So using your smartphone location, something in your phone may be tracking the location, so it knows exactly where you are. And now let's throw in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence knows exactly where you are in the store by location tracking. It's going to also tie that into Bluetooth, which is beacons. So you are actually being tracked everywhere you go within the store. So,
oh my gosh.
So it's not that unusual that you're looking at kitchen knives and then suddenly you get an email. So what can you do about it, right? You can turn off your location tracking, which is no fun at all. You can actually turn off the microphone. You can turn off Bluetooth when you're in the store. A lot of people recommend that. There are some people that take it to extreme, is that you can go on Amazon and you can buy a Faraday bag, an RFID bag, one of those. And then when you go in a store, you drop your phone in the bag. And then when you leave, but then you're not going to get any phone calls, texts, or anything like that.
Right. She wouldn't have gotten the call from her partner saying, I'm shopping for knives across the store.
So that's when you get on the PA speaker. And you say,
I'm lost. Can you find me? Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm located.
Now, I've read that they sell your information, including your location, as fast as every 5 seconds.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
So does it know me? Does it know me personally? Can they steal my identity doing all this stuff? Like, how freaked out should I be? Does something like Incogni, which we subscribe to because of you, does something like that help?
Yes, because you will be removed from the data broker sites and the people search sites, so that when they are collecting information, when it hits Linda in Atlanta, it'll say, Linda's 5'8", she's 120 pounds. She's got long blonde hair.
Loves knives.
Loves knives on a Friday night. So you don't have to worry about identity theft, but it will cut down on the number of data points that get interconnected. Like, for example, everybody thinks that Facebook is listening because now when you go on Facebook, you're going to see all these ads for knives as well. But, Consumer Reports did a study, and they found that Facebook does not have to listen, because they're buying all your data from over 42,000 different sources.
Wow. Yep.
So as we move along and we get more interconnected, and that we have AI built into the mix even further, you're going to see that these instances of all these connections happening are just going to be increasing and increasing, because there's no laws to stop it. There's no regulation. And they say that we opt in. We opt in all the time whenever we open an app. We turn on our phone.
When you subscribe to Netflix, it's like you have to give a kidney to someone who works for Netflix. Like, these terms and conditions are ridiculous.
They are, but nobody reads them.
I actually have an uncle that reads them all.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he
single? That's a shock.
I should say, does it get out much?
Definitely single.
Hey, listen, attention growing businesses. Oracle is offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. For new U.S. customers with minimum financial commitment, offer ends March 31st. See if your company qualifies at oracle.com/Kim. Hey, Linda, thank you for your call today. So the newest trend is actually putting your Apple Watch around your ankle, as if you're on house arrest. Have you seen this, Andrew?
I have not.
Okay.
I'm so worried about the Apple Watch battery swelling that I'm not putting it anywhere.
And then also the bandwidth, the PFAs, but no, don't worry about that. One woman tested this hack on a 10-minute Target run. On her wrist, she did 91 steps. On her ankle, 835 steps.
She did 91 steps on a 10-minute run?
That was if she had the watch on her wrist.
Wow. That's not accurate at all.
No, not at all. But if you do this, just keep in mind you're not going to be able to track your heart rate, your blood oxygen, your CO2 tracking, but your step count will be totally through the roof. All right, coming up, we have more of your phone calls as well as some great tips. Like, for example, think about this, are we losing our critical thinking skills because we're becoming dependent on AI here on the Kim Komando Show?
If you own a home, listen up. This is scary. The FBI is warning about a crime on the rise, home title theft. And it doesn't happen the way you might think. No break-ins, no stolen keys, just a forged signature on a single piece of paper filed with the county. In minutes, criminals can transfer the title out of your name, then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your home. The worst part, most people don't know what's happening until they get collection or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I trust Home Title Lock. When you visit HometitleLock.com/Kim, you'll get a free title history report and a 14-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, including 24/7 monitoring of your home's title, urgent alerts to changes, and if fraud does happen. Their U.S.-based restoration team will work to restore your title, covering costs up to $1 million. Don't wait. Protect your home and equity today. Get your free 14-day trial at HometitleLock.com/Kim. That's HometitleLock.com/Kim.
Hey, it doesn't matter how careful you are when using technology. Everybody needs antivirus protection, even me. That's why I keep all my devices safe with Total AV, the award-winning antivirus software. Go to protectwithkim.com right now for your protection for only $19. That's protectwithkim.com. All right, coming up, we're going to give you the insider tricks to how to check for keyloggers. And also, phones have an expiration date. I'm going to tell you how you can check to see when your phone is just going to go into the intergalactic bit bucket. And we have, of course, your phone calls. Have you ever thought about this, Andrew, about how dependent you are becoming on AI and ChatGPT?
I don't think AI make me sound dumb.
Not at all.
No. Me so smart.
How much are you using it?
A lot lately, especially for images and using it to create music. I'm not doing as much the busy work, the business work side of it, just the creative side.
See, I find myself sitting there to compose an email. Like I had to do yesterday. Okay. I got fired yesterday.
Who fired you?
I know, I got fired. But even before I knew why she was calling. And so I said, before you say anything, I quit. And she's like, how did you know? She goes, I wanted to tell you in person. I didn't want you to see it written up in the news.
It was written in the news that you got fired?
Well, here's the deal. I've been writing for USA Today for 19 years. And I don't know if you've noticed, but USA Today's, their website has become rather annoying.
Okay. We talked about this Monday on the podcast.
Yes. That every time you pop up, it's like, you need to subscribe.
Right.
You need to subscribe. You need to subscribe. Well, apparently, I don't think, it's my opinion, of course, that a lot of people are subscribing because they got rid of the freelancers. I was a freelancer.
Okay.
And they were paying me a lot of money. And I don't know if I should divulge exactly, but I was giving them a column and a tip every week.
Right.
Two pieces of content every week. And sometimes she told me that, she actually said consistently, anything that I gave them got over 100,000 page views. They just knew that it would.
At minimum.
Yes. It was good stuff. And so she said that they needed to fire me.
That doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't run a business or a Fortune 500 company, but if you're getting results, why would you be fired?
Because they were paying me a lot of money. I don't know if I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Don't tell anybody.
I won't. I'll keep it a secret.
For the last 19 years, I've been giving them at least one or two pieces of content every single week.
All right. And your rate was a weekly rate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. $50.
Come again? Squeeze me?
$50.
You never asked for a raise over 19 years?
I did.
You're very good at business, but this is not a story I would tell.
So, no, I did ask for a raise, and she apologized yesterday. She said, I'm sorry, we could never give you a raise. I'm like,
if they're paying you $50 a week, why are they letting go?
I don't know they must have some other business plan because they sold off their reviewed section, which was where USA Today had all the reviews.
Right.
And so when I said I quit, and she said, well, I just want to let you know we are getting rid of all the freelancers. And I said to her, that's okay. I'm a weekly columnist for the Daily Mail now.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
So I had to send her a note afterwards, and rather than sitting there composing it, I went over to ChatGPT.
So are you going to...
So just, here, write this note for me.
Yeah, because you didn't care that much.
No.
Are you going to go become an Uber driver or make deliveries? Like, how are you going to make up that lost income?
We're going to have to cut back.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
All right, I'll go.
We're going to have to reuse the trash can liners.
And the coffee filters.
That's it.
Got to save some cash.
Researchers at Microsoft and Carnegie Mellon, they released a new study, and they said that people who used AI a lot were found to rely on their own judgment less.
Okay, you're the biggest AI user I know. Would you say that you resemble that comment?
No, because AI hallucinates. Why am I going to...
You don't trust that you fact-checked everything you get out of AI anyway.
I'm feeling kind of down because I got fired, but let's
It's okay. I think you're going to bounce back.
Oh, gosh. I quit.
Did you get a good severance package?
$5.
Oh, nice. 10% of your income.
I got $5. Hey, Paul in Henderson, Nevada. What's on your mind today, Paul?
Right. Okay. So I'm hoping that we can find a solution kind of makes me maybe a little bit of a better person, maybe seem a little smarter. The problem I have is when you talk, when I contact friends, family, sometimes you forget the last time they talked to you, right? Or maybe something that's important.
Okay.
I just talked to a friend of mine. I totally forgot they were having surgery. So, I'm calling them and I'm thinking I'm just going to say hi and, they're kind of recovering from surgery. And they said, I can't believe you forgot I even mentioned this. So what I'm looking for is something in the way of a contact management system. That I think is contact management.
Okay.
I use Google, and I have my contacts there, and I use that calendar, and I use the task manager, and I'm trying to figure out, and I'm right now I've got, I'm going to say, a ton of, I think they're called labels, that I'm trying to use to either remind me to call people back, or I try to put the little notes in the notes field, but it's a little tricky to kind of bring that up.
Okay, so you're looking for a way so that if you're going to be calling your friend Bob, and
right.
you call Bob up and say, hey, the club looks pretty good this weekend. There's going to be some hotties there. You want to go? And Bob says, I can't believe you asked me that, Paul. I'm sitting here in the hospital. And you're like, oh,
right.
I'm not that good of a friend, am I?
Right.
How about if I bring the girls to you?
Now that's a good friend.
Yeah,
and it goes with birthdays, and a lot of times you talk to someone and they give you a lot of information, and it's funny. I remember my mother. She could keep track of everybody's birthday, all their kids' birthdays. I don't think she had a book. She just had it in her head.
I think the difference between you and your mom, Paul, is she cared.
Ouch.
Doesn't sound like, no.
So therein lies what I'm looking to fix.
All right. So here's the deal. Apple, Android, which one?
Android.
Okay. I guess we'll talk to you anyway. Don't come tease.
Step one, get an iPhone.
Step two.
You won't have any friends if you continue to use the Android, so it won't matter.
You're still the
I do
green
have a
bubble.
Pixel. I have a Pixel. I'm all in on Google. I even with a Pixel.
All right. That's okay. They're tracking everything. Is that there's a little app called Dex, D-E-X, and it's a couple bucks a month. Yeah, DEX. And it works great with Google Contacts and the whole Google ecosystem. But it allows you to track birthdays, and you can put notes. In case you're wondering, my birthday is July 1st.
Okay.
Size small. Just 4.
She just lost her job. You got to get her a nice gift.
I just lost my job. Did you hear me talking about that? I just lost my job. I'm busted over here.
I did.
I mean, $50 a week. I still can't believe I did that twice a week for them for $50 a week. You know why I did it? You want to know why I did it, Paul and Andrew? Is because they used to let me put in links back to commando.com.
Yeah, it was advertising.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
But then they started cutting all that out, and then I was like, I need to look elsewhere. So that's went over to the Daily Mail.
If anyone's listening and you use an iPhone, I highly recommend the Reminders app.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Since the new iPhones came out, the 16 came out, I think Siri is night and day better. And Siri combined with reminders, it would solve all of Paul's problems.
And then also, if you send somebody a birthday text, it says, "Oh, is it Andrew's birthday? Would you like to update the record?" And you're like, "Yes, I would. Thank you."
Absolutely, I would.
Yes. So you can solve all this. Okay. And then you know what's happening right now, Andrew, is that somebody's sending me a note right now saying, that's because Apple's an advertiser.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why."
But can you do the Apple commercial right now, Kim?
If anybody in Cupertino is listening, we would love to have you on board. Apple has never spent a dime here.
Not one dime?
No, and they don't even give freebies.
I know. That's true, too. You have to buy all the iPhones that you test.
If you don't like Dex, there's another one called Cove, and that's Covve, Covve. That's Dex and Cove if you're on Android. All righty, moving right along. You know that glow that you see on people who just seem to radiate health? It's not just great lighting. It's what's happening inside their body. And one of the best kept secrets to looking and feeling amazing is collagen. You see, as we get older, our body slows down collagen production. That's how you get the wrinkles, the thinning hair, the achy joints, and the brittle nails. But here's the great news. You can fight back naturally. With high-quality collagen from NativePath, you're giving your body the essential building blocks to support smoother skin, stronger nails, shinier hair, and even healthier joints. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health, and it's not about turning back time. It's about feeling your best at any age. Now, if you want to glow from the inside out, it's time to add NativePath collagen to your routine. I've been taking it for years. Your future self will thank you. And right now, as a Kim Commando Show listener, you're going to get 45% off with free shipping and a free gift bundle. Yahoo! Go to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
So, Andrew, what do you think about expiration dates? Milk,
Can't do them.
eggs?
If a milk is out on the counter for longer than 10 minutes, it goes in the garbage. Can't do
Really?
it. I can't do it. It's all a mental thing. Eggs, day before, can't eat them.
Cheese?
Nope.
You don't pick off the little moldy part?
No. If it's got an expiration date on it, I won't touch it if it's even close to it.
Well, your phone has an expiration date.
Where?
Google offers 7 years of updates on a Pixel. An iOS phone probably has 5 to 6 years.
That's cute. No, an iOS phone expires the minute they release a new one.
You want to go to endoflife.date.
Okay.
That's the website, endoflife.date. It tracks the end-of-life dates and support life cycles because really, once your smartphone is out of date, it's not going to get any updates. And then it becomes a security risk, which then it becomes a scam phone. So we definitely don't want that to happen. So before you buy any piece of electronics, go to endoflife.date. Really, Chromebooks, you name it, endoflife.date. Alrighty then, still to come, how to check for keyloggers on your device. And of course, we have more of your phone calls here on the Kim Commando Show. Did you know that there's malware out there that records every single thing that you type? It's called a keylogger, and it's one of the sneakiest ways that hackers steal passwords, credit card numbers, and your private info. That's where Endpoint Lock comes in. Think of it as a secret vault for your keyboard. Go to endpointlock.com/Kim using code Kim10. You're going to get 10% off a monthly or a yearly plan. That's endpointlock.com/Kim. Use code Kim and the number 10, endpointlock.com/Kim. Alrighty, back to the phones we go with Victor in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, Victor.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Great. What's going on in your world?
So, been listening to your show for a while. I'm pretty amazed at how you're able to keep up with all the changes that are going on, but I guess it takes a full-time job like yours to do that. So recently I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who lives in Cave Creek, not too far from Phoenix, and he brought to my attention his concern about the two-code authentication method that is used for financial institutions when logging in, where you put in your password and then you get a text message with a number. Mm-hmm. The concern is that hackers can access in some way your phone or your computer and are able to access that code and then get into your account. I was concerned about that because I help some people with their financials as well as my own. And when I did review some information on that, and it is true that this is becoming an issue. So there is a new item for authentication called the passkey authentication, which I'm sure you're very familiar with, which is a little kludgy at this time. But
it doesn't always work across the board. And you know what you're talking about are the two-factor authentication codes. And you're absolutely right. I mean, somebody gets a hold of your phone through a SIM swap, and that's a big scam. And basically they call a carrier and they convince them that it's you, and they say, oh, you know, I got a new phone. Can you activate the SIM card over here? And then suddenly you can't make any outgoing calls. You're not getting any text messages or anything because hackers have taken over your phone. And so the whole idea, what your friend's saying, is that if somebody does a SIM swap and they get a hold of your phone, and then they are automatically getting the two-factor authentication codes without even having your phone, is that they can then have access to your banking account. So there are some precautions you can do. Number one is you call your carrier and you put a PIN, a special PIN on your phone, so that if somebody calls and says, I have a new phone, is that that person would have to provide your special PIN number, okay? And number two is you had to have it sent by email, but then what if the hacker's also in your email? Okay, so that's where authenticator apps come in. Like I use Google Authenticator app. Have you ever used an authenticator app, Andrew?
Yeah, I have to do it daily.
Daily?
For access to emails and a couple of other things I log into.
It's not hard.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same steps as getting the text message. It's just a different way of getting it.
Yeah, and there are different authenticator apps out there. There's Google, there's Microsoft, there's Authy. I like to use big names, especially when it comes to security. So that's why I use the Google Authenticator app. And so, you know, a couple of steps, as I mentioned, is that you want to call your provider, put the PIN number on it, and then instead of using two-factor authentication, you use an authenticator app. Victor, thanks for your call. Lynn in Yakima, Washington. What's on your mind today, Lynn?
Well, first of all, really appreciate being able to tap into your brain trust there.
Ooh.
And have a couple of questions so that you know you're talking to an antique that did his first programming on a Commodore 64 to do a accounts receivable for a business, but have moved up a little since then. About 25 years ago, when the McAllister Museum of Aviation started, and I was really involved with it, I used to do a newsletter. And the two tools that I used Microsoft Word for some of it, but a lot of it was done on a Printmaster publishing suite, which I found very intuitive.
Oh, you're fancy. You were going fancy.
Yeah.
Okay. But we can't go over 25 years of history. So where are you at today?
Yep. Well, now I've got a Windows 11 computer, and of course none of that would work, and so I bought the V9 Printmaster version and found it very clunky. It doesn't have a lot of artwork, etc. And I'm trying not to get into the subscription. And
now, are these newsletters that you're actually printing out, or are we going to actually get you into email? Oh, we're printing them out.
Printing them out. They did them on email, and I'm again old school, and for a couple of reasons. One is I found talking to a lot of people that some of these newsletters that people get, they're getting so inundated on their emails that they just click through them and they don't read them.
Some people, you know what? It's okay if you like to have a whole printed copy, but I'm all for email marketing, that's for sure. But we're running a little short of time here. So let me just tell you, the program that you want to check out is called Scribus, Scribus. And there's also Affinity Publisher too. So those would be two programs that if you still want to make a newsletter, like a brochure, actually mail it, hand it out, two things for you to check out. And thanks for your call today, Lynn. All right, coming right back, we're going to talk about keyloggers, how you can find them here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, so is there a keylogger on your device? Well, if your phone starts doing its own thing, apps opening by themselves, that's a clue. A battery draining quicker. Maybe there's a sudden spike in data usage. Maybe the phone's suddenly hot to the touch. If any of that sounds familiar, you could have a keylogger. Oh, I also want you to check for an app by the name of mSpy, because if you think that you're being stalked, you definitely want to check your device for that app. Hey, just a reminder that I'm giving away a brand new iPhone that you could win right now, no purchase required, a $999 value. You're going to love it, but you have to go to this place to enter to win. That's winfromkim.com.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
Thanks for listening to The Kim Komando Show. Here's Hour 2.
There's this picture that's going viral, and it's from the actress Mandy Moore. You see, her in-laws' home was totally burned down in the Eaton fire in Los Angeles. And when you see this picture of the home, it's just rubble and ash, and it has this chimney that's still standing. But by the home's gates, or I guess you'd say that the gates used to be there, there's an Amazon box. Like, an Amazon delivery person actually took a picture of it, too, as a delivery, I'm sure, just right by the burned up gates. It's like, what was this person thinking? Like, I guess I got to make a delivery. Let me tell you, he's definitely not going to win the Nobel Prize.
No bell, no gate, no wall, no driveway.
Nothing.
That's hilarious. They still delivered the package.
Just left it there.
Got to give them credit.
I know. Of course, I'm Kim Komando. Welcome to the Kim Komando Show, your beloved digital goddess. And joining me is Andrew Babinski, my cohort, who's also heard every morning on KEZ in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes, ma'am. On the iHeartRadio app.
So, what do you think his manager would say to him?
Who's manager?
The delivery guys.
Good job. Through rain, sleet, snow, an entire city on fire, they got it done.
Yes.
I live in a house that's not burned down and I can't get packages on time. This is ridiculous.
It's just sitting right there.
Right there.
And all the ash and rubble. Oh,
I can't believe someone didn't steal it. No looter came by.
There's nobody there.
Maybe they thought a new house was in that box and then it needed to be delivered right there.
You can buy a house on Amazon now.
One of those tiny homes?
Yeah, tiny homes. Like, I don't know. Last one I looked at was about 20 grand.
For how many square feet?
600?
That's too small. No, that's too small.
Not at all. Hey, listen, just a reminder, you can find our award-winning show in over 420 top radio stations across the United States. You can find the Kim Komando Show in your favorite radio app. Just search for Komando with a K. And you can also get the Kim Komando Show as a podcast. So wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Komando with a K, of course. And the Komando hotline's now open at 1-888-825-5254. And just a reminder, it's just too shy to come on a big-time show and podcast. Still want to hear from you. Love to help you out. Head over to komando.com and hit the link at the top that says Ask Kim. And I'd like to thank NetSuite for helping to make this show possible. Over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one platform. Download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free right now at netsuite.com/Kim. And I'd also like to thank NordPass. If you're just tired of dealing with all those annoying passwords, NordPass ends all this madness for good. You can forget juggling dozens or even hundreds of passwords because NordPass will remember and autofill them for you. It's fabulous. Just $1.24 per month. Just go to nordpass.com/Kim to get my exclusive deal. Only $1.24 per month at nordpass.com/Kim. All right, then every single day I dive into at least 35, 40 different sources. I talk to industry insiders to make sure that I know exactly what's going on in the tech world. And then here on the Kim Komando Show, there is this transference of intellect, fun, and know-how that happens from me to you. And here are the top 5 things that you absolutely need to know about right now. So let's say you're driving down the road in your Jeep and you stop at a red light. And when you come to that stop, you look at your infotainment screen, and what do you see? Purchase your peace of mind. We need you to buy an extended warranty. Right there in the infotainment screen. It's happening now. Every time you hit the brakes and you are at a full stop, a lot of Jeep owners are online saying they're just fed up. fed up.
Is it the same ad every single time? Is it just the warranty?
They're cycling
over?
through a couple of ads.
You can't know.
Right there in the infotainment screen.
Now, that's so interesting. I actually posted a video on my Instagram. I was in the elevator and the phone rang and then it answered on the elevator and it was someone trying to sell me a car warranty.
What?
Through the elevator phone.
Really?
Yes. But this is, and I know it's not an invasion of privacy, or is it? I mean, we welcome advertising into our lives and everything we do, but you think the car would be some sort of a sanctuary.
You're going to have to pay to opt out.
I will.
Okay. It's just
Take my money. I can't do it every single time I touch on the brakes.
All of a sudden, my 64 and a half Mustang is looking
That's true. There's no smart screen in there.
There's nothing smart in there. Nothing smart. All right, moving on to number 2. The FBI is personally calling folks who are falling for crypto scams. They have a new program called Level Up. So far, about 4,500 people across all 50 states, 76% had no clue that they were being scammed. So if you get a call, the FBI is not going to ask you for money or tell you to move yours. They're just going to say you are being scammed. So how do they know that you're being scammed? Well, they've been turning to social media companies and crypto firms, following the money backwards in order to find the victims, which begs the question, why can't the social media companies stop it?
No, they're too busy.
And the crypto companies just stop it now that we have the FBI going through the back door.
They're too busy. They got so many things to do. I mean, look at Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. They're busy. They can't protect us.
You know, I remember that guy who called me probably maybe even a year ago now. And he wanted to know if he was getting scammed. And he was on Facebook. This woman DM'd him and said that she had an aunt who was really good at cryptocurrency. And if he would just give them $500, the aunt would prove. They had to go to WhatsApp. He gave them the $500. They turned it into $1,500. And he was getting, wow, this is great. Just a few days.
Sure.
Turned it into $5,000. Just a few days. Long story short, he had given them $80,000. And they were asking for another $20,000. And he wanted to know if he was getting scammed. So I gave him all the signs that he was getting scammed. And he didn't want to believe me.
Well, they were showing him proof of the returns, but the proof actually was
It's all
just
simulation.
Yes, composites that they made up to prove. And he would be able to lock in as the interface they created, but it was all fake.
Exactly.
What is that called? There's a name for that.
Pig butchering.
That's it.
And I said to him, and when he didn't want to believe me, I said, you are a pig and you're getting butchered. He still didn't believe me.
I got a Nadia that reached out to me on Facebook. She was a crypto expert. She was going to do the same thing for me. She's very attractive.
I was going to say, was she hot?
Yeah.
They were always hot.
I mean, I talked to her for a little bit.
Okay. Apple has some new Power Beats, the Pro 2s, not to be confused with the Pro 1s, $250. Now, these earbuds are a little bit different. They have built-in heart rate monitoring that kicks in when you start working out. So you don't have to click any buttons on your watch anymore. Battery life, 45 hours, 10 more hours if you turn off noise cancellation. And now there's a company by the name of Colorware. So if you want to get AirPods that blend in with the color of your ears, you can now do that. Now, it's going to cost you $329.
Okay, so $75 for the different color.
Or you can just go on Amazon and buy little covers for your existing AirPods.
Right.
For $5.
That's true.
Okay, it's just...
But it's not as trendy and cool, Kevin.
I know. Just a reminder, next week, Apple's going to be announcing some new products. So don't buy any Apple products between now and Wednesday. All right, and finally some good news, some great news. We're going to go to Florida. 70-year-old Daniel Valaire suffered a stroke, and he was trapped on his bathroom floor for about 48 hours. He managed to crawl to his living room, struggling on the tile, moving inch by inch. He said he was terrified. He called out to Siri, who called his daughter. She called 911. The paramedics arrived within 10 minutes. He went 3 days without food, water, or medical care. Now, most stroke victims need to get attention within an hour. The fact that he made it was pretty incredible.
That is awesome.
Isn't it?
I don't wonder, I'm sure in the first 24 to 36 hours, he was not even all together. So the one minute he gathered his composure, he figured out, I can get Siri to help me out.
Which is pretty amazing.
It's very cool.
And just a reminder that if you do have an Apple Watch, turn on fall detection. I don't think he had that turned on.
Okay.
Because if you do have fall detection turned on, it will automatically call your emergency contacts and also 911 and give them your exact longitude and latitude. All right, nothing is more important than protecting who you love from harm. If you've been thinking about home security, now's the time to join the millions of Americans who trust Simply Safe to protect their homes. Traditional home security systems wait until after a break-in to react, and by then, it's already too late. But Simply Safe is a smarter way. Their Active Guard outdoor protection uses advanced AI-powered security cameras paired with live monitoring agents to keep watch over your home 24/7. So if someone suspicious approaches, the agents can speak to them directly, and you know what? Even call the police, all in real time, helping to stop crime even before it starts. I know this firsthand because my Simply Safe alarm went off, and then my phone just blew up, and the agent just wanted to make sure that I was okay. She asked me 3 or 4 times. It was pretty phenomenal. You know, monitoring plans start around $1 a day. There are no contracts and no fees if you need to cancel. Plus, with a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, you can be sure that Simply Safe is just right for you. Now, here's the deal. Go to simplysafekim.com to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan. And you're also going to get your first month free. That's simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe. All right, we're talking about the new Amazon devices that are getting announced over the next couple of weeks. We got a couple of ways to share lists, the fun way, how to find spy cams with your phone, and of course, we have just the best callers ever here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, enter to win an iPhone 16 Pro right now, a $999 value, no purchase required. You want to go to this special address, winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. Now, what's the catch? Well, you got to try at least a few issues of my free newsletter. Again, that's winfromkim.com. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about all the new products that Amazon's going to be set to announce over the next couple of weeks. And before we get to that, Christine in Anchorage, Alaska. It looks like you have an interesting question. What's going on?
Well, I'm glad you think so. I'm a CPA in Anchorage, Alaska, and I entered the field a little later in life, so I'm around a lot of colleagues that know their way around a computer and everything technical. So your show has been a wonderful resource. I'm very grateful. You're my anti-aging toolkit.
Forget those expensive creams. You just need me. That's it.
You just need Kim.
That's it.
Basic question, really. I have tons of old phones and tablets and laptops that are accumulating, and a lot of people just recommend, go to Best Buy and recycle them. But I don't feel real comfortable about my identity theft vulnerability by doing that. And I'd love your input on a better route. In Alaska, they could take them to a shooting range, but I don't think that's what I really want to do.
I actually did that once.
Really?
Yeah. I had some old Dell computers, and I was at a friend's house up in the mountains. And we put these old Dell computers up, and he had an AK-47.
Now that's going to wipe a hard drive right there.
And he's like, ready, aim, fire.
I'm actually in the same situation that she's in. When my dad passed away a couple years ago, he was a desktop guy. And I have like 6 of his desktops that I've moved now one time, and I don't know what to do with them as well.
Well, you're smart. You definitely want to get rid of all the data that's on there. I mean, there's been so many stories where hard drives get sold on eBay and then they find out that it contains people's personal information, especially with you at the CPA. You probably have other people's records on there as well.
Yes.
And so the way to do a factory reset varies from device to device. And happy to send that off to you because it gets kind of boring to talk about that on the air. Go to settings, system.
No, I'm writing this down.
Right.
Okay, it's like, and we do like to have a show because if there's ratings, that they keep us. If there are no ratings, then we go away.
File paths don't do it.
Then you can also destroy the device if you wanted to. Okay, or you can use a free program like Derek's Boot and Nuke. Okay.
Catchy name.
Okay. You know what? It's a Geek of the Week, the guy who wrote that.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And he named it after himself.
I'm Derek. It's called Boot and Nuke. Okay. There's also, on Mac, there's something called Secure Erase. And then, of course, you can recycle it. But Amazon has this trade-in program that even if you don't have anything that works, you could just send it to them. And they're not going to give you $100 or $150 if it's dead, but you get like a $25 credit, or you can recycle it. You can take it to Best Buy, as you mentioned.
And you
Apple
trust
has
Amazon to get rid of all the information on
Well,
those devices?
no, we're going to do it
trust
first.
that?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we're going to do that
So we
first.
Okay.
boot, nuke, then send to Amazon.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But you might want to keep it around as a spare. If you have a laptop that is, say, an older Chromebook that it's up to date, as long as it's up to date, or even an older laptop, you can set it up the way that we have it set up here at the studios. For anybody who does financial work, is that they have one computer that they do all their work on, and then they have another computer that they only do financial stuff on. So the whole idea is that if you're not going to get a phishing email, because you're not even going to get email on there.
Interesting.
So
I like that approach.
Yeah, so there are other things that you can do. So here's the deal, Christine. I'm going to put you on hold, and thank you for your call. And then we're going to get your email address, and we'll send you out all those steps.
And you never know when your old tech's going to be valuable again. Our original iPad sold for like $29,000.
I had an original iPod, one of the first iPods in a box here in the studios that was on that shelf.
And you chucked it?
Disappeared.
Oh, well. Is that the coworker that quit and got a new car right after they quit?
I think that one. And also I had the one woman who stole really expensive blouse. I don't know if I told you that. I asked her to take something back to the store, and then she claimed she went to the store, but that they were never on the security cameras.
You can't hire anyone that's your same size.
That's true. Sorry, you can't be size 4.
I remember one year we were doing White Elephant at the Christmas party, and someone got, I think it was a Sonos at the White Elephant, and instead of waiting and getting it stolen, they just got in their car and they went home.
That was it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it was Tracy.
I think it was Tracy. We'll have to ask her about that. Michael in Naples, Florida, glad to have you with us. How can I help you out?
Hi, how you doing? Love the newsletter, by the way. I get that every day.
Awesome.
The other day I was reading through it, and a question came up. I'm in real estate, and we have 4 different contracts that are similar, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a way in like ChatGPT to summarize them just with the differences.
Oh, you're going to love this. You're just going to love this.
You should see the look on her face and how excited she is to give you this answer.
Because I use this all the time. Not only am I your beloved digital goddess and the host of the show and the writer of the newsletter, but I'm actually the CEO of the company. And what that means is that I have to read a lot of contracts, okay? And of course, we have lawyers that charge $500-$600 an hour. I have one that charges. He actually said this to me. He said, "How much do you charge?" And he said, $999 an hour. And isn't that ridiculous? I said, absolutely, that's ridiculous. So what you do is you go to ChatGPT, redact anything that you don't want it to remember, and then you need to tell it, I want you to be a legal expert. I want you to analyze this document as if you were a lawyer. I of course, will see a lawyer, but I want you to give me advice as if you were a lawyer. I'm going to upload 2 documents, 4 documents, whatever it is. I want you to tell me what's the difference between document 1 and 2, 3 and 4, whatever, just tell it exactly. And then I would like you to put this into a chart, highlight the line numbers, make the line numbers a different color, however it works best for you.
Okay.
What I say is give me the line numbers in the contract, or give me the new contract with it redacted. It's really phenomenal. It'll go through line by line, word by word, so you know exactly what's different without sitting there the old way of going line by line. I mean, I know you could do this in Microsoft Word, and that's Microsoft Word. But when you have a chatbot right there and you can go back and forth and ask different questions, and it has assumed the knowledge base of a lawyer, but it will tell you, I'm not a lawyer. It will say that. And just keep in mind that the chatbots will hallucinate. But you can save a crap load of money by doing this.
That's an official term.
That's a financial term, Andrew, is crap load. I'd say something else, but this is a family-friendly show. You get my drift. Hey, listen, if you want to glow from the inside out, get your natural radiance back with Native Path Collagen. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may also support bone health, tissue recovery, and skin and hair wellness. Right now, get 45% off. Going to get free shipping and a free gift bundle at getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
What if an appliance emergency didn't have to be? If your appliances suddenly decided they were done, don't stress. Best Buy has you covered with a wide variety of major appliances from trusted brands, in stock and available now. So you don't have to worry about laundry piling up, refilling the fridge, or that big dinner party you're hosting. Because Best Buy has the knowledge and expertise to get you the right appliance for your home. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Hey, you don't want to miss any special moments in yours or your loved ones' lives. So if you're struggling to hear what's going on around you, you need to check out hear.com/Kim. They offer high-tech hearing aids like the Horizon IXs that deliver crystal clear sound and can be controlled right from your smartphone. Plus, with their nationwide audiologist network and online consultations, help is always close by. Visit hear.com/Kim to see if you qualify for a no-risk 45-day trial. That's hear.com/Kim. All right, before we go back to all your great phone calls and then later on how to find spy cams with your phone, let's talk about Amazon. They're holding their big event on February 26th, and they sent out 5 different invites. Very clever. And when you piece them together, it spells Alexa. I wonder what they're talking about, okay? And we're going to have a remarkable Alexa. Doesn't that sound great? I want a remarkable Alexa.
Not new and improved.
No, remarkable.
Remarkable.
A remarkable. AI-powered, more natural conversations, better memory, a serious upgrade. They say they plan to roll it out to a limited number of people, first for free, and then they're considering up to a $10 monthly fee to use the remarkable Alexa.
You did it, Amazon. You found another way to squeeze 10 more bucks out of us.
Would you pay for it?
No, I use Google. I have a Google House. Everything is on smart. It's all Google Home. I have a Google speaker in every single room in the house. I would never move over to a Alexa.
Never? I'm still sad about my little robot guy's gone.
Yeah, he died.
I know, he died. Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
How long till Google's charging me $10 a month?
Pretty soon.
All right.
It's just, they're all going to charge $10 a month.
Of course. Everything's got to have a subscription fee.
Apple. That's going to be another $10.
I saw a commercial for a product that said you have too many subscription fees. Hire us and we'll get rid of all of them. We'll find all the fees you have and we'll cancel all your accounts.
That's rocket money.
Yeah. And then they charged me $12 a month to do that.
Yes.
I had to pay a subscription fee to get rid of a subscription fee.
I'll tell you though, I did go in there with rocket money.
Well, you're married to Barry. I'm sure you're spending about $13,000 a month.
Okay. It was, and they are a sponsor, the podcast, not the show. Okay. And so if you go to rocketmoney.com/Kim and I don't know what the deal is, some special deal. And there's a great ad right
it's
there.
It's awesome, no matter what it is.
But I tried it out and I shaved $458 a year off of my subscriptions.
In the stuff you had no idea.
No idea. I'm sure. And Barry had no idea. Just the other day, I canceled 3 subscriptions that he has. Like Philo TV and this one.
He always signs up for these streaming services.
And so I'm just waiting for him to say, come.
What happened to the Philo?
But it's going to be probably May. That's sort of what it is.
Please update us when he does it.
Exactly. Karen in Burnsville, Minnesota. Happy to have you with us. What's going on?
Hi, Kim. I am so thrilled to talk to you. I've been following you for probably 20 years.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. So I thought I would turn to my most reliable source of digital information.
I'm right here.
With my with my question about my Apple Watch. I'm kind of an early adopter of them. I like all the health benefits. I'm an all Apple everything at home. Mm-hmm. But lately I've been hearing about, health concerns if you're wearing it full time, which I am for some of my health tracking. And you're hearing about, problems with EMF, of course, the PFAs and all of that. So I don't know if the trade-off on what I'm tracking with my health, like I have sleep apnea, so I have a Series 7 that's still tracking, the oxygen.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
I mean, the EMFs is far lower than you putting your phone up to your ear. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we don't have that concern. Now, the PFAs, the forever chemicals, we have those in everything.
So you got to help me out with these forever chemicals.
Okay.
I'm trying to buy new pots and pans for my house. And I went onto TikTok and I searched the best pots and pan sets on Amazon because I just want to get it delivered. And the first video, it's like, don't go with Tefal because that's full of these forever chemicals and you'll die.
The non-stick.
And then I scroll up, it's like, don't buy ceramic because that's full of these forever chemicals and you'll die. Every single pot and pan, and now the Apple Watch is going to kill me because of these forever chemicals.
Well, the forever chemicals are bad. I did swap out all my nonstick pans. I have over the last. I probably
did you swap them out with Apple Watch bands?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because there is a direct correlation. As much as I try to live a healthy life, you know that.
Absolutely.
So I bought some cast iron pans because they're supposed to be pretty good for you, and then you get a little iron.
Okay.
And then
when you scrape it off, all the stuff that burned to the bottom because you forgot to use oil,
you're like, "Whoa, yes, I love that. I'm feeling strong. This is good." As far as with the Apple Watch PFAs, the forever chemicals, I thought this was interesting. The Apple Watch band has a higher level of PFAs than the cheap Apple Watch band replacements on Amazon that are like $10. So you would think that the Apple Watch band itself would be reversed, right? I mean, the cheap stuff from China would have the higher PFAs, but as it turns out that it doesn't. But of course, with PFAs, it's not just nonstick pans. You get it from fast food packaging. You can get it from there. I bet you I probably have some in my tea.
Okay.
Right now.
Lucky.
I know, I'm feeling good. Waterproof clothing has PFAs. It's really hard to get around anything. And so as far as the benefits for the Apple Watch, keep in mind, we just talked about how the Apple Watch saved this guy's life, right? And of course, you got fall detection on, and it's keeping track of your sleep. You're getting that sleep score, and all the other health benefits. So I wouldn't necessarily, worry about it all too much. But of course, your mileage may vary, right? It's kind of a tough call.
So you're recommending go on Amazon and buy one of the knockoff ones?
Yeah,
that's a concern.
Yeah, we have links to it over on commando.com.
Awesome.
Let's see, Meredith in Indianapolis, Indiana. Also a great question. What does it say? 50 years worth of home movies. Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, I got them. We have them all on. We had 8 millimeters, but mostly those were already turned into DVDs through the years, but it was mostly VHS tapes. So, the movies through the 90s that you set the movie camera on your shoulder and
for sure
take videos of everybody and that whole thing. And so we had boxes full. And
did you get them transferred to DVDs?
My lovely brother-in-law took them all and made them all into DVDs.
Okay, good.
Wow.
And so we have all these DVDs, and it's wonderful. But we have 3 children, and I really want to, put them on some kind of format that they will be able to play through the years. And none of them own a DVD player. They're in their 20s and 30s, and that's kind of old technology.
Yeah, it is. See, and that's the problem. See, once you go from one format to the next format, then what's next after that format? So
right, and I was even thinking, well, can I put them on? Can I transfer them? Because I have an external DVD drive I have a MacBook Air, and I have this external Apple DVD drive. They don't even sell those anymore. My brother-in-law and sister happened to just have one that they weren't using.
Well, let's talk
I
about.
could watch them on my thing, but there's no way to make it. I couldn't figure out a way to put it on like a flash drive. And then
let's talk
maybe
about this, Meredith, on how you can
Yeah.
actually do this. Okay, so if you have some DVDs and you want to, future-proof them, that's what we're talking about. Is you're gonna use that Apple external DVD player, which I'm glad that you have it. You hang on to it. You get a free program called Handbrake, again, absolutely free, Handbrake. And then you're going to rip that DVD, make it a digital file, and then this is where the magic happens. We're going to get a private YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, and she's talking about 20 and 30-year-olds. They're not going to sit there and load even a file if it was on an external hard drive or a flash drive. They'll never touch that. But if it's on YouTube, you go there and surf on your phone all day long.
And we know that YouTube's going to be around for a while.
At least another 50.
At least another 50. At least. Do you know YouTube just turned 20 years old?
I would have guessed it was much younger.
Yep, February 14th, they turned 20 years old. So if you need steps on using handbrake, setting up that private YouTube channel, just hit commando.com. All right, here's a thought I had recently. Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like checking your baggage at the airport, but not putting a lock on it. You think that your stuff is safe, but you never really know for sure. And you never know who is actually going through everything. You see, when you go online without a VPN, internet providers can see every single website that you visit. They can legally sell this information to ad companies and tech giants who will then use your data to target you. That's why I recommend ExpressVPN. You see, when you use ExpressVPN, internet providers can't see your online activity. Your identity is anonymized by a secure VPN server. Your data is encrypted for maximum protection. You just fire up the app and click one button. Works on all your devices, phones, laptops, even your routers. You can get an extra 4 months free right now by going to expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. Andrew, have you ever needed to share notes with someone like shopping lists?
Yes. And there's no easy way to do it. We ended up using Google Docs, and it just was clunky.
Well, if you have an iPhone, you can use the Google Notes app, and then you can say collaborate. But if you are on Android or on Apple, and so you have a whole bunch of people, there's an app that a lot of people don't know about. It's called Google Keep.
No, I didn't know about it.
Google Keep. You just open it up. You have a collaborator. You can check off items. And so if you are trying to put it together lists across, like you said, maybe not using a Google Doc. Because what's nice when you have an app on the phone is that you can get automatic notifications.
Right.
Instead of like tagging people in a Google Doc. So try this app called Google Keep because, you know, I was trying to put one of these lists together for a family reunion.
Were you?
Yes. You know, and then on the list were hamburgers, which reminds me, what did the hamburger name it? Okay. This was a big stretch, wasn't it?
No. This is seamless.
Okay. It did much better in rehearsal.
Okay.
What did the hamburger name its baby?
I don't know, Kim. What did the hamburger name its baby?
Patty.
How was the family reunion?
It was great.
I bet. So many patties.
So many patties. So many. All right, still to come, more of your phone calls here on the Kim Commando Show. Your personal information is out there. Your name, address, even your online habits are sold by data brokers without your consent. And that's why it's so important to visit privacykim.com. That's where you're going to get my deal with Incogni and remove your information off of the internet. Get 60% off right now at privacykim.com. Once again, that's privacykim.com, privacykim.com. All right, still to come, how to find spy cams using your phone. And right now we go to Robert in Rome, New York. Hello there, Robert. What's on your mind?
Hi, Kim. I just want to take a second to thank you for all your years of great advice, you know, and with all the different ways to catch your show now, it's hard to miss any part of it. So thank you for all that.
You're sweet. I appreciate that, Robert. I do.
Okay, well, I've been using computers since the late 70s, starting with a Tandy TRS-80 Model 1. So my first question is, can you guess the color of my hair?
Jet black.
I'm feeling a redhead.
Hey, are you?
Yeah.
I think it's all just for men gel, and it's jet black.
Anyway, fast forward to a few days ago, I was
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Robert, I have to tell you, we're all sitting here on pins and needles when you start with the TRS-80. I thought we were going to have to go through, well, then, Kim, I got a Commodore.
In the 80s?
No, I heard the other caller. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, great.
So anyway, scrolling through my iPhone 14 Plus, I saw a picture that grabbed my attention. So I took a screenshot of it. Then I got that feeling of despair in the pit of my stomach, like, what the heck did you just do, you know? I started reading the comments, and the first one said, don't click on this picture. That's how vital information on your phone is stolen. So being an experienced novice computer buff, I immediately went into panic mode, deleted all my banking apps, changed my passcode, disconnected all devices, synced, and checked for apps I didn't install. And I've been monitoring this for a few days. So my question is, can an iPhone be hacked simply by taking a screenshot?
Nope.
My jaw was on the table when you did all of that because you thought you were getting hacked from a screenshot.
Yeah.
But everything's all cleaned up now.
Yeah, way to update.
I was ready to do a factory reset.
No, you know what? Here's the deal. Screenshots, it only happens on your device. Nothing gets transmitted. I mean, it might get transmitted up to your iCloud account or to a backup cloud, but it's not going to give you any type of malware. What was the picture about? I mean, what was so great about it?
Well, it was it was like a psychedelic picture. You know, you ever seen those spirals that it's a solid picture, but it looks like it's moving? Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. And I thought, oh, that's cool, you know.
So this way on a Friday night, things are a little slow.
Yeah, maybe you had that response because you were high.
Exactly. You know, that's you know, it's a good thing that we have all this stuff on the internet, right?
Think about it. If you could do whatever you can do on your phone that you can do if you were in a cave 500 feet below the earth, you can't get hacked. And you could do a screenshot there.
For sure. For sure. Let's see. Mark in Hawley, Minnesota. Where is Hawley, Minnesota, Mark?
Hawley, Minnesota is just a little bit, about 30 minutes away from Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh, that was such a great movie, Fargo.
My Tan Sierra. That's my Tan Sierra.
Well, I have not seen the movie yet. But
must watch.
You're telling me I need to see it.
Must watch. Yes, must watch. So what's going on?
So I'm getting ready, kind of do my own business, building a website, and wanted to get your advice on two things. One, domain name. You know, when I look for domain name providers, there are so many to choose from. And the second questions related to that. So many places where I could build a website, and they all have different prices. So eventually I want to make and distribute my own software, and so I'd want to have ability to do that on my website. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of where I'm coming from. Domain name, so many choices, and website builders.
Well, the domain name's tough because so many names are taken now. The good news is that so many websites are going under that you have a greater choice of domain names. Well, it's true because of all AI.
Kick them while they're down, Kim.
I just bought a great domain name. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
AT&T.com?
Yes. USAtoday.com. So you have different providers. You want to stay with the big names. We register ours through, and they're not a sponsor, through GoDaddy.com. Okay. And you can select buy it for a year, whatever it is. But just keep in mind that when you look at your domains, a couple of tips. Number one, you want a .com. Don't try to buy anything else. A .com. That's what you want. And number two, when you register that domain, I want to make sure that you're going to put your name and your mailing address and your phone number, something that you're going to have for a long time. Do not put it in an assistant's name, anybody else. This is yours. And you can also hide that listing. And I recommend that you do that too. So this way you don't get scammed by anybody else. Hey, Mark, buy the domain. Give me a call back. Let's talk about how you can set up that website to sell some software. And we have some great tips still coming up about how to find spy cams using your phone here on the Kim Komando Show. Now, of course, if you are out and about, there are hidden cameras just about everywhere. And so you can walk around. If you see any white flashes, that could be a hidden camera's infrared light. Now, over at Komando.com, we have links to some RF detectors. They're around $40 for sale on Amazon. You might want to take a look at those too, because it looks at radio frequency signals from devices like cams or audio listening devices. Hey, just a quick reminder, I'm giving away an iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value. You can enter to win right now by going to winfromkim.com.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Thanks for listening to The Kim Komando Show. Here's hour 3.
So I saw this video. I thought it was totally fake. A dad watched a giant whale swallow his son, and he caught the whole thing on video. Believe it or not, the kid survived. The whale spit the son out of his mouth and his kayak after just a few seconds.
That wasn't fake?
No.
I scrolled right by it. I thought this is not real, and I just kept going.
One moment he's paddling, the next one he's completely gone. So I started thinking, I wonder if the kid's name was Jonah. I mean, what if the kid's name was Jonah? It's such an inspiring story. I mean, Jonah was down in the mouth and he came out okay.
You're just peppering the show with awful jokes today.
And of course, I'm Kim Komando, America's beloved digital goddess, and that's Andrew Babinski, and he's not. Because you are a morning show co-host.
Yeah, 99.9 KEZ in Phoenix, an iHeartRadio station. And now I'm here with you every single weekend.
And of course, Kim Komando Show is always here to make sure that you are tech ahead and never left tech behind. You can find the show on over 420 top stations across the United States. And we're streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Komando. And you can also get us as a podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And I'd like to thank Oracle for helping to make this show possible. Even if you think it's a bit overhyped, AI is suddenly everywhere, from self-driving cars to molecular medicine to business efficiency. Let me tell you, if it's not in your industry yet, it's coming fast. But AI needs a lot of speed and computing power. So how do you compete without costs just spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a blazing fast and secure platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, plus all your AI and machine learning workloads. OCI costs 50% less for compute, 80% less for networking. So you're just saving a pile of money. Thousands of businesses have already upgraded to OCI, including Vodafone, Thomson Reuters, and Suno AI. Right now, Oracle's offering to cut your current cloud bill in half if you move to OCI. For new U.S. customers with minimum financial commitment, offer ends March 31st. See if your company qualifies for the special offer at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim. And I'd also like to thank ExpressVPN, because using the internet without ExpressVPN is like checking in your baggage at the airport, but not putting a lock on it. You think that your stuff is kept private, but you just never know. Encrypt your online activities with ExpressVPN. Get an extra 4 months free right now on a 1-year package at expressvpn.com/Kim. Every single day, it's my labor of love. I make sure that I know everything that's happening in the tech world. I don't know a lot about anything that's happening in politics or finance, but I do know what's happening in the tech verse. And here are the top 5 things that you need to know right now. In the past, all the guys in Silicon Valley, they used to have this uniform. Steve Jobs, he set the standard. Right, Andrew? Black turtleneck, jeans, Birkenstocks.
Right, these billionaires, or they'll wear the same thing every single day, no matter what, never change clothes.
That's exactly right. That was Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep.
And he called it decision fatigue. And back in those days, even though Jeff Bezos was a billionaire, do you know that he still drove a 1997 Honda Accord?
Not anymore.
No, not since he has Lauren Sanchez.
Exactly. She made him upgrade.
And that's what's happening. If you start looking at what's like, Mark Zuckerberg looks totally different.
Oh, yeah, he's got like that perm. He's trying to get all buff doing jujitsu or whatever he's doing.
Recently, he was sporting a $895,000 watch.
He's a billionaire.
Jeff Bezos is hanging out at fashion shows and cruising around on his $500 million mega yacht.
Well, have you seen his fiance? I'd go wherever she wanted me to go, too.
She looks a little phony to me.
Okay, but she's not ugly.
I didn't say she was ugly. It's just like she looks phony. She got those, I don't like when women get their lips done like that.
No, neither do I.
It's just too much.
You're talking like this all the time. Jeff, we need to go to the runway show, Jeff.
Moving on to number 2. I love me some football.
Oh, huge fan.
Cincinnati Bengals quarterback.
That just flew right out. You're not going to tell me? It's Joe Burrow. Of course it's Joe Burrow.
Okay, well, the reason why I'm talking to him
cool.
is that apparently the Chilean gangs have targeted him, and they stole $300,000 in jewelry.
And he's not alone. I mean, this has been happening all football season long.
Yeah, the preferred victims are celebrities, athletes, anyone who travels frequently. They also are looking for anybody on social media that's posting what they have.
Right, so they know where your whereabouts are every single time you post.
So the bottom line here is don't post your stuff on social media.
No, I'm just not going to become rich and famous. Then I won't have to worry about this.
You know what? That's why you're so smart.
I'm doing so well at it, too.
That's it. Moving on to number 3, let's talk about the limestone mine storing all the records of the federal employees, the retirees, rather. Why weren't these records digitized years ago? When the Pennsylvania limestone mine was news, it's actually been around for years. Now, they're not digitized, all these records. And this is why it takes, if somebody wants to retire in the federal government, it takes them months and months and months because they have to do the paperwork.
Like legit paperwork?
Yes.
I can't copy paste?
No. In the 1980s, our government decided that inputting all this data without a staff of thousands would just not be possible. So they decided that they would hire a government contractor to build a computer system that went into the 1990s. By then, it was 2008. This is the job that we needed. It was a floppy disk-based system.
In the 80s?
No. They started the project in the 80s, went into the 90s. It got finished in 2008.
Finished with a floppy disk in 2008?
Yes.
Government at work.
So to this day, Iron Mountain employees work each day 200 feet underground, filing by hand. That's why it takes 3 months for a government worker to retire.
Oh my gosh.
And they can only process like 10,000 people a day.
We have like $1 trillion economy, and this is how we do this?
Where's the floppy disk reader?
Exactly.
This is a story that comes to us out of Oregon, where this is legal. Woman signed a consent letting the Idaho police search her phone. The sheriff back in her Oregon town got curious about her arrest and asked the county prosecutor to get a copy of all of her phone's data without a warrant, without consent, and without any reason to believe that she did anything wrong. The prosecutor, Grant County DA Jim Carpenter, got Idaho officials to hand over all the phone data, dug through her personal files, found the nudes.
Okay.
And tipped off the sheriff about them. Then the photos started making the rounds around the sheriff's office. The woman, Haley Olson, she sued. And the court said, yeah, this is a massive Fourth Amendment violation. But Carpenter, the DA, got off scot-free because of something called qualified immunity. You know what that is?
No. I hear of those guys on the internet. They do the First Amendment rights videos. They always yell out qualified immunity.
It's a legal loophole that shields government officials unless a previous court case might say that their actions were unconstitutional.
Okay.
So, before you sign away your rights, you might want to make sure it's on your phone. Maybe get a lawyer.
This might be a question for you. You know how we all have our car insurance on our phones now?
Mm-hmm.
I had an officer ask me for my phone to see the insurance, and I just held it up to him. And he wanted to take my phone in his possession.
No.
Oh, yeah, I didn't let it happen.
What did he say?
I just said, you're going to have to get all the information here. And he didn't really. He was like, oh, okay, fine. And he took out a notebook. But he just asked to take my phone back to his car.
No, don't let him do that.
Yeah, that's bad news.
And finally, this, coming in at number 5. Would you buy this car? It's purple.
Okay.
It has a giant yellow minion painted on it.
No.
It's got 116,000 miles.
Not bad.
The side mirror is duct taped on.
Okay. I'm not worried about the duct tape. Well, I'm worried about the minion.
The license plate bolted on with vice grip pliers that are still sitting there. It has a 1.8 liter engine. What kind of car do you think that is? Just give me a brand.
Buick.
A Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
Okay. YouTube mechanic Scotty Kilmer, one of the biggest names, they say, in the car world. I don't follow him.
No?
No.
And you're a car girl.
Met a guy who actually bought this exact Toyota Corolla, and he says he's never getting rid of it because he bought it for $2.
I mean, if you sold it for $4, he's doubled his investment.
Scotty says this baby's going to last forever. I'd never get rid of it.
Because it's a Toyota.
Talk about karma.
You didn't even have to read that one off your notes. You just had. Was that an improv? Did you improv that
was
one?
An improv.
Good job.
Okay. Have you heard about Raycon's new everyday earbuds? They're just perfect for the gym, work, or phone calls. They offer premium audio that goes everywhere you go. Their latest model is better than ever with active noise cancellation, a 32-hour battery life, multi-point connectivity. And speaking of battery, Raycon's quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging yields 90 minutes of battery. Listen, I actually experienced that this morning. I was on the treadmill. I was like, oh, my Raycons are dead. I just charged them for 10 minutes. I was ready to go. All starting just half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycon's everyday earbuds are available in tons of colors for style that complements you. And even if you don't love your Raycons, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy, no questions asked. Right now, get up to 20% off site-wide by going to buyraycon.com/Kim. That's buyraycon.com/Kim, buyraycon.com/Kim. All right, coming up, we have just the best callers ever. We're going to talk about how your grocery store is tracking you, though. We have an app privacy report. And then there's a scam that concerns the show Virgin River. And, of course, you have me, Kim Commando. Hey, I'm giving away a brand new iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value right now. Where do you go? To winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. Now, there is a catch. You got to get a few newsletters, but you're going to love it. Over 650,000 people every single day get my free newsletter. And you should sign up right now, by the way, and also enter to win that iPhone at winfromkim.com. All right, Andrew, you ready?
Yes.
We're going to take all the calls.
Let's do this.
Okay, Dennis in, our hometown, Phoenix, Arizona. Hi, Dennis. What's going on?
Not familiar with Phoenix.
How
Where is
are
that
you?
located?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Dennis. Where's my gift?
No, it's in the cloud. How's that?
Oh, sure.
That's a good line.
Sure. We got it.
So, thank you for taking my call, and thanks for the newsletter that you do for everybody every day. It's awesome. So my concern is we're into a national medical services program where we offer wound care for patients that are remote, and we're concerned about cybersecurity measures that we can take, and we know all the firms out there that provide various services, and we're kind of lost in the woods with all of that. So we're looking for guidance.
Oh, wow. This is a big topic, especially because you have to make sure that you're all HIPAA compliant.
That is correct.
So do you have any IT help at all?
Very little. Very little.
Yeah, because this is a major project that you're undertaking. Because
Absolutely.
You need all kinds of encryption, firewalls, security, VPNs, email security, secure cloud storage, and I'm sure there's collaboration, there's correspondence, there's billing, there's marketing.
You want to just close down shop, Dennis? This sounds too hard.
You can do it. You can do it. But I'll tell you where I would start first, fresh and clean, is there's something that we all have in business now. It's called cybersecurity insurance. And in order to qualify for cybersecurity insurance, which you're going to need for your business, is our agent is going to come tell you exactly what you need in order to qualify for cybersecurity insurance. And that includes, like I mentioned, encryption, firewalls, being HIPAA compliant, and in addition to that, training. Because you can't get you could get cybersecurity insurance. But if you're cheap like me, frugal, right, Andrew?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Whatever you want to call it.
That you always ask for the discount. How can I save some money on this? And my agent came back and said, well, if you have quarterly training sessions, we can lower your insurance by a certain amount. So basically, cyber insurance is what happens if you get hacked and your business is shut down.
Sure.
Okay. So do you need a recommendation on somebody who could help you get this off the ground on an IT level?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I want to do some homework for you. I think I have somebody in mind. I don't know if he has the time, but he's somebody who I would trust to hand this project over and then know exactly what they're doing, but also not rip you off. Because that's the problem. When you start talking to some of these consultants, some of these
implementers is that they may take advantage of you. And they may be getting a piece of the action on the back end. You don't know exactly what's going on. You also need somebody you can trust because they're going to have access to all your records. And then you need a contract, a service contract, because you want to be able to call upon them 24/7 on a Saturday at 10 p.m. when somebody can't access their records. So this is a big deal.
Can I ask a question about the cyber insurance?
Yeah.
Would it cover a ransom if you ever were to need it?
Yes.
So if someone, I don't know, takes over all the records here in the business and the business is going to fail if it's not released back to you, your insurance would pay that ransom?
Correct.
That's cool.
Well, they will negotiate the ransom.
Okay.
Too. And that's also the fine point is once you get a claim, your first phone call is to your insurance agent. And then they will assign you a case number, a case identifier, whoever it may be. And I don't know, they want to assign their own lawyers. It's been my experience, not with ransomware, with other things, that I don't know if the insurance company's lawyers are always the best lawyers.
Okay.
And so that's why when you start looking at cyber insurance or really any type of cyber policy, is you want to have in there the ability, not just for your deductible, but you want to have the ability to select your own lawyer or at least have a say. If you talk to their lawyer and you don't like their lawyer, that you can move forward. Because if a lawyer is working for an insurance company or they're working for you.
Yeah, the goal is to make money for the insurance company.
Yeah. Okay. And also, they don't really care about the costs. And I know there are lawyers right now that are listening going, oh, no, Kim, that's not me. Oh, no.
That lawyer sounds like a dolt.
Yeah, that's
no.
No. But it is. But you have to start thinking about now with your business, like you mentioned. How long could you go if they were to wipe out everything, just lock you out of your system? What would happen? What are the fail-safe? What are the 3 points of failure? How much money are you going to lose? And a lot of people don't think about that. You know, it's like, they just kind of go along.
When you analyzed this business and found out that information, were you shocked about how little time you were able to do it?
No, I'm in a different business.
Okay.
Because I have backups of our programming on the satellite, and we don't necessarily deal with day-to-day activity.
Okay.
The newsletters being sent from an ESP, an email service provider, we have very little that we're looking at right here that says it's a critical access point, which is great.
Yeah, that's another security step right there. Get everything off-site.
Yeah, get everything off-site, have redundancy, good things like that. So here's the deal. Dennis, I put you on hold. Let me get your name and phone number. Let me do some homework. Let me do some research. But I think I have the person in mind, but I don't want to say his name until I know that this is actually, he's got time for you. Hey, if you want to glow from the inside out, get your natural radiance back with Native Path Collagen. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health, tissue recovery, and overall skin and hair wellness. And right now, you can get 45% off plus free shipping and a free gift bundle by going to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Hey, listen, if you're looking to make some money, you ought to take a look at the Amazon Affiliates program. And you can be an associate. So if you have a cooking blog, a YouTube channel, anything on social media, is that you can be making a commission on whatever you sell through Amazon. Like you see the links in our newsletter, I'm an Amazon affiliate. I'm actually a top creator right now on Amazon. And we've got some more information about this over on the website. And still to come, we have more of your phone calls and more great tips and secrets that you can never afford to miss here on the Kim Komando Show.
Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
Hey, if you've been thinking about home security, now's the time to join the millions of Americans who trust SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe helps stop break-ins. Visit simplysafekim.com to get 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
All right, coming up, we have some great tips. Like, for example, how to get an app privacy report. That's probably something that you never thought about. And there's a Virgin River scam. What is that? Yeah, about the show. Unbelievable. But before we get to all that, let's talk about when you go grocery store shopping, because your grocery store is actually tracking everything that you do. And you are paying with your data, especially with those loyalty cards, because they track every purchase, preference, and visit. And your store's mobile app even goes further. Using your phone's location tracking, retailers know exactly when you're in the store, creating these coupons tailored right to your movements. Then, of course, there's artificial intelligence. The store's cameras that analyze your shopping habits and turning that into data that they what? Yes, they do sell. So how do you stop it? Well, number one, you pay with cash. You don't link to any loyalty programs. You can turn off location tracking. You leave your phone in your car. And then if you wanted to use the loyalty program, do what I do. You can always ask the cashier, hey, you know what? I don't have a loyalty card. Can I use yours? And she'd be like, yeah, of course. You can do that. Miguel in Katy, Texas, glad to have you with us. Hi, Miguel.
Hi, Kim. It's so appropriate I get to talk to you on Valentine's Day because I truly love you.
Oh, well, thank you. You're so sweet.
I have been following you for over 20 years, and I'm telling you, in a world of bad information, you are and have been a beacon of light.
Oh, you're sweet.
Thank you. So my question is, in 2001, a priest and I started a support network for survivors of traumatic events.
Okay.
And so we've been around 20 years and we have a good track record, and but we've never focused on money. And really, we have a website, but nothing fancy. And we have 722 Facebook followers.
Okay.
And so what my question is, how can we reach more people to let them know this group exists, not having any money?
Without any money. Yeah, I get that. Well, what a lot of faith-based organizations do is they will start building their social media presence even bigger. 722 followers is not that high, not that great. And so I would, number one, focus on that and encourage the 722 people to invite 5 of their closest friends and so you can start building that network through kind of a virtual word of mouth. But you have to give content on Facebook that will resonate with people. What are you posting right now?
Every morning we post 5 self-help type memes, just across the broad spectrum of everything that encompasses, because, different people come to us for different reasons. Mm-hmm. They've gone through different forms of trauma. So, we post like stuff about domestic violence, stuff about trafficking, stuff about sexual abuse, financial abuse, elder abuse, you name it.
It's a lot. There's a lot of good stuff.
So we do that. We do 5 memes a day.
Are they getting any interaction?
No, not
right.
much.
Then it's not working. It's time to move on. It's just time to move on.
Okay.
Maybe think of a Bible verse for the day.
Oh yeah, that happens on. Yeah, as a matter of fact, on the website it does.
Okay.
Not on the Facebook though.
Well, now you can put throw that up on Facebook.
Okay.
And on your before we leave the Bible verse, maybe ask people under the Bible verse, ask them to comment on things that they want you to pray for. So this way you could have a virtual prayer sometime in the afternoon, or maybe you do that live on Facebook, say at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and say, give us all everything that you'd like us to pray for, and at 4 p.m., we will pray for you, and we will do it live.
And do you do that every day?
It's a big job doing it every day. But if you could,
I know that's what I'm thinking.
But if you could do it once or twice a week, I think that'd be awesome. And when you set up a Facebook event, all your 722 followers are going to get a notification that you're going live. So we're starting to develop some interaction, and that's what we need. So when Facebook sees interaction, that's when they go, this looks like it's pretty good. I think I'll show it to other people. And that's why you want to ask them to comment on things. Okay?
Right.
You mentioned your website. Of course, you have everything there, I'm sure. Do you have a Google business profile?
Yes.
Whatever you have there. Okay.
Understand it.
Whatever you have there.
We had 90 people looked at our business profile last month.
All right. So what we need to do is work on that. So put photos, service details, your contact, any updates. Ask people to give you reviews, because that also helps you get to a different level with Google Business. You can also reach out to any other faith-based influencers, blogs, tell them exactly what you're doing, ask them to spread the word. Now, if you're not already doing it, email marketing, you need to do that.
No, we're not doing that.
So you set that up once a week, maybe every Sunday, that you send out a short newsletter, and use something like MailChimp because it's free, up to 500 people, especially if you're a nonprofit.
Okay.
It's free up to 500 contacts. That's what it is. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. You can also accept donations online.
Yeah, we do that on our website.
Okay. You can have a donate button on Facebook.
I think there might be one there. I'm not sure.
And start thinking of other ways that you can bring them in, right? Help them. You're doing fabulous things. Now, I don't know if you'd find anybody willing to do it, but if you could tell somebody's story and how you help them, that would be an amazing.
Have that on the website.
Okay, that would be an amazing thing to put up on Facebook and also on a YouTube channel.
Okay, wow, a YouTube channel. Okay.
So you set up a YouTube channel, and you could also go live on YouTube. So you're starting to use social media to your advantage.
Right. I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
And it's a big job. It's a big job. So what I would suggest that you do is, have you used ChatGPT at all?
Twice, just playing with it.
Okay, I want you to play with it. And I want you to say, be a faith-based organization, social media expert. And that's how you always want to start out to your ChatGPT. You need to tell Chat what role it needs to be. And, you can say, I want you to analyze my website. Take and tell me what's wrong with my website. These are my goals with my website. What is not on my website?
Wow, okay.
And it'll come back and tell you what's wrong with your website. You could do the same thing with your Google Business Profile. Give it the link and say, what is wrong? What am I not doing right here? And
wow.
And I have a Facebook page, and what am I doing wrong on my Facebook page? And it may not necessarily be able to connect to your Facebook page, but you can say, this is my page, and these are my ideas. What can I do else with this? Now, to generate a really nice graphic for your Bible verse of the day, there's a site called Canva, and that's Canva. Canva makes it so easy to create these images that you're just going to throw on social media, really. So here's what I want you to do. Miguel, take everything that I said, let it sit there in your noggin, do some homework, and then give me a call back. And then I'll help you take it to the next level. Whatever that level is, we'll take it to the next level, okay? And thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it. I really do. And happy Valentine's Day to you. All right, I hear this all the time. Bob from Chicago wrote, I thought I was being careful. I got an email from my bank. It totally looked legit. It said there was suspicious activity. So I logged in to secure my account. A minute later, my money was gone, and I was locked out of my account. Let me tell you, even the most careful people can get caught by these clever hackers and scammers. That's why you need solid antivirus protection that instantly blocks harmful malware threats and viruses in real time, keeping your personal data and your identity safe. Well, Total AV is the award-winning antivirus I use and trust, and so do 35 million other people. It could have stopped this from happening. So go to protectwithkim.com right now. You're going to get Total AV for just $19 for the first year, covering up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and your phones. That's protectwithkim.com, protectwithkim.com. Okay, I want you to take a look at all the apps that you have on your phone. I mean, are there apps that you're just not using anymore? Because too many apps just leaves you vulnerable. But on your iPhone, there's something in particular I want you to take a look at. It's called the App Privacy Report. It shows you how often apps access your camera or your microphone. It even flags when an app might be sharing your data with third parties. Now, Androids, you got something similar. It's called the Privacy Dashboard. It's the same deal. Take a look at how many the apps are using, tap into your phone, your data, your mic. It's definitely worth a look. Again, on your iPhone, it's called the App Privacy Report. And if you're on Team Android, it's called the Privacy Dashboard. All right, still to come, where you have so many of your phone calls to take. Looking forward to that. And then later on, the Virgin River scam. It's a great show. Scam, not so much. Here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, have you heard about Raycon's Everyday Earbuds? The latest model comes with active noise cancellation and starts at half the price of other premium audio brands. And right now, get up to 25% off site-wide at buyraycon.com/Kim. That's buyraycon.com/Kim. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you're too shy to come on a big-time radio show and podcast, I get that, but I still want to help you out. You can always drop me your questions. I read every single note that you send me over at the website, komando.com, and up at the top, there's a link that says Ask Kim. All right, back to the phones we go with Matthew in Bluff City, Tennessee. Hi, Matthew. Glad to have you with us. How can I help you out?
Kim. Well, I have a big problem at work.
Okay.
I'm a construction worker. We work outside in switch yards, away from places out in the middle of nowhere most times. And the current job we have is at a hydroelectric dam right next to a switch station. Our trailer's up against a fence. We're blocked by a building, and we have very, very poor cell reception.
Okay, and that surprises you? Okay.
Well, yeah, we knew it was going to happen. The whole area is poor. Even when we open the door, we still get one, maybe two bars, and then we still can't download stuff or can't upload or can't catch an email. I went on your site, which is amazing. I love it. I've used it many times for all kinds of stuff over the years. Get your email newsletter every day. I read it and love it.
Thank you.
And nothing told me what I needed to do. Everything I'm finding, even online searches other than your site, is a plug-in to my Wi-Fi or my internet at home to boost the signal throughout my house. I need something similar to an antenna that goes on the outside of my work trailer that I can put a wire through the wall to a booster inside the wall, plug it in, whatever needs to be done, and that boost whatever signal I get.
Well, you can do that. You can do that. Okay. There's a company by the name of called WeBoost. Okay. Sorry about it.
Well, easy one.
Yes. It's an outdoor antenna. You have a wireless indoor. A wired indoor repeater. Okay. It will boost for LTE and 5G. It will do that. It's $500, but I wouldn't put that in. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I would go a whole completely different route because you're still dependent upon what? The cell signals, right?
The cell signal, yes.
And so we're trying to figure out, we're going to stand there like a little boy holding a pole and say, okay.
And right now we open the door of the trailer, set two boxes by the door, set my laptop on it or my tablet,
and
work there with the door open.
That is so annoying.
We hang plastic to keep warm in the winter. No. It's very annoying. And
no, you don't.
We're trying to solve that.
Yeah, no. There's a far better way. Okay. In between the what is it? What kind of plant is it? Where are you at?
It's a hydroelectric
dam, and your
and
trailer.
then we have right there. They have their switch yard.
Okay,
where all the power comes in and goes out, and then a maintenance building.
We're just going to go a whole different way.
Okay.
Is I want you to sign up for Starlink.
Okay.
Satellite internet. Okay. We're not going to be dependent on the cellular signals. You just need a clear view of the sky to get it.
We do have that.
Okay. I thought so.
That's all we got.
It has low latency. It's great for remote locations. If you switch work sites, you can take it with you.
Okay.
The gear used to be $600. I thought I remember reading that the dish, which by the way is not a dish, it's about the size of an iPad.
Okay.
That it used to be like $600, but now I thought I had read that it was down to $350. And they have something called Starlink Roam. And it's really good for setups like you, for folks that are in trailers or RVs. The download speed is up to maybe 100 megabits per second, sometimes a little bit higher. Sometimes I get 124. I wish Starlink were a sponsor of the show, and I wish I could tell you like 3 different options for you for the same service, but there aren't. Okay, it's just, I mean, Elon Musk has done an amazing thing with 7,000 satellites orbiting Earth at this very moment. I have Starlink at my house as a backup because I see the Cox cable truck, I don't know, 1 or 2 times in the neighborhood. Even today, my husband called me. He's like, we're down again. I'm like, just switch and go to Starlink. And then I'm always sitting there going, why do we even have Cox cable if this works? I have Starlink on my boat. And it just works. It probably takes you an hour to set up, but you're not going to be sitting there struggling with a cell phone signal.
And when I retire next year, I can take it with me in my RV.
You can do that. And
there's idea.
And if for some reason you don't need to go out to the trailer for a month, you can just pause the service.
Okay.
So it really is a win-win across many different levels, because then you're not sitting there, trying to say, "Oh, hey John, move that antenna a little bit more. Let's see if we can get just one more bar." Oh, isn't that annoying? Isn't that just a nightmare? Robert in Charleston, West Virginia, glad to have you with us. What's going on?
Yeah, hi, Kim. Thanks for taking my call. Me and my wife are proud grandparents, and as you know, as they get a little bit older, they learn how to use technology a lot better than we are. But we're interested in finding something other than a cell phone that we can get them and get video calling with them, because their parents are not always available when they want to talk to us, or vice versa, and we wanted something that they could use and operate and give us a shout whenever they want to.
So the best thing that for you is an Amazon Echo Show.
Okay.
You get one, the kids get one, and they can say at any given time, drop in on Grandma and Grandpa, and your screen just comes right up, and you see the kiddos, and you can say, drop in on little Johnny and Janie. And that screen just comes right up. There's no charge. You just buy the Amazon Echoes.
Okay. Now, would that work with if I have the Amazon app on my phone? Could I do it from my phone also?
You can. No, you want to do it on the with the Echo Show itself. They may have changed that. The last time I checked, it wasn't possible. But I haven't used it in a while. But they may be able to do that at this given point. Just don't buy any Amazon products until after February 26th, because they're going to be announcing a whole bunch of new products at that point. Robert, thanks for your call. Coming right back, the Virgin River scam here on the Kim Komando Show. So Leah is a 47-year-old American woman, and she lost $375,000 because some person posed as Martin Henderson from Virgin River. So the bottom line is, if some celebrity comes out to you and says, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you forever," it's a scam. She also moved to New Zealand for the scammer. Crazy stuff. Don't forget to enter to win at winfromkim.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Business owners, meet Progressive Insurance. They make it easy to get discounts on commercial auto insurance and find coverages to grow with your business. Quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Thanks for listening to the Kim Komando Show. Here's Hour 4.
I don't know if you remember, whenever Steve Jobs took the stage, he always was wearing the same outfit. It was a black turtleneck and jeans. And then Mark Zuckerberg, he took it a few steps further, wearing the same gray t-shirt and hoodie every single day to avoid what he called decision fatigue. Because he said, I have so many more important decisions to make than just what am I going to wear that day. So the whole idea was that you could be more productive. Well, here's what's going on. I don't know if you've noticed this, but Mark Zuckerberg, he just turned 40 years old. And it kind of looks like, and it's all over social media, that he's going through a midlife crisis, possibly even a divorce. Yes. You see, what happened is he posted a selfie wearing Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses and a hoodie. And on the hoodie, it said, "Kim is my lawyer." Oh, not me, silly. I'm talking about Kim Kardashian. Of course, you know, she's been working towards a law degree since, 2018. She passed the baby bar exam in 2021. And then Kim Kardashian gets on social and says, "Ha, ha, 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 I love it." And then shared it on her Instagram story. Isn't it so cute, the way that billionaires flirt with each other? I know. The rest of us just sit in a bar with a beer. Okay. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Commando, America's digital goddess, here with you once again. And I am always wanting to help you stay ahead of the game. So this way you're not left behind in the digital dust. And you can find the Kim Commando Show on over 420 top stations. It's an award-winning show, the best show, the biggest show about all things digital. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can get the Kim Commando Show in your favorite podcast player. Just search for Commando with a K. And a big hello and salute goes out to all of our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, reaching over 375,000 U.S. service members in 175 countries. And I just always love this, that 200 ships at sea. Yes, they get the Kim Commando Show too. And the Commando hotline is open right now at 1-888-825-5254. It's a great way for you to join in on the fun. But just want to tell you, you can always make an appointment to speak with me right here on the show. Just head over to the official homepage of the Kim Commando Show. And then there's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. And I'd like to thank NetSuite for helping to make this show possible. Over 41,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle. It's the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one platform. Now, here's the deal. You can download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free right now at netsuite.com/Kim. And here's a secret. You do not need to be a CFO to get it. That's right. Go to netsuite.com/Kim. Alrighty then, you've heard me say it before every single day. I do so many different things, but I always make time to make sure that I visit 35, 40 different sources and speak to industry insiders so that this way I am always ahead of the game so I can keep you up to date. And here are the top 5 things you need to know about right now. And we're going to go to Amazon.com because at Amazon, yes, we all love it. We shop day in, day out there. There's a number, 400,000. Well, that's the number of products that the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission found for sale on Amazon that could injure you or possibly even kill you. Now, many products have been recalled by the manufacturer. Even though by federal law Amazon is required to, it still hasn't notified all buyers. And the most commonly dangerous products still being sold, we're talking about cheap carbon monoxide detectors that don't work, hair dryers that lack basic safety features, kids' pajamas that don't meet federal flammability standards. So here's what you need to do. And Amazon just revamped this whole section. Sign into your Amazon account. And now you're going to see a recall page. And it's going to show you any dangerous items that you might have purchased. All right, moving on to number 2. Oh, you get home and you're super excited because there's a package waiting for you right at your front door. And on top, it says free gift. And you're like, free gift? Oh, I wonder what it could be. So you open it up. Maybe it's a t-shirt, something else. And there's a piece of paper and a QR code. And the note says, would you like more free gifts? Just scan the code. And you're like, oh, I would love more free gifts. That would be so amazing. Don't do it. It's a scam. Hackers are mailing out fake Amazon packages with QR codes on the inside. You scam it, and all these malware is just going to hijack your phone. And they get every single thing. I'm talking about your passwords, your banking info, your private messages. They even can take control of your camera and microphone. And the worst part, these packages look 100% legit. It has your name, your address, even official-looking Amazon logos, and it feels real, which is why so many people are falling for it. So the rule is pretty simple. Never, ever scan a random QR code. Just don't do it. Alrighty then, moving on to number 3. Let me ask you a question. Who's better at catching a medical problem, say on an x-ray or lab test? Do you think it would be your doctor or would it be an AI chatbot? Okay, most doctors expect that one day AI is going to be just right there as an assistant. And the New York Times reports that ChatGPT will outperform doctors in diagnosing medical issues. Wow. A group of randomly assigned doctors got an average score of 76% in correctly diagnosing cases. But when the same data was submitted to ChatGPT, wow, it went up to 90% of the time. So here's what I want you to do. If you ever get a diagnosis and you're like, I wonder if this is really true. I wonder if my doctor knows what he or she is talking about. Get your medical records, then redact your name, any type of medical IDs, and then just feed that into ChatGPT and see what it says and compare that to what your doctor actually tells you. All right, moving on to number 4. Have you ever felt unsettled? Maybe that you could be in danger with a driver from Uber or Lyft, or maybe you have to go through an area town that is pretty shady. Well, right now, there's a relatively new rideshare that's packing heat. With cities like Atlanta, Memphis, Detroit, San Fran, St. Louis, and even smaller towns like Myrtle Beach, they have some crime that's spiraling out of control. It's only a matter of time before someone actually came up with a secure rideshare. Enter a company called Black's Wolf. The drivers are either ex-military, former law enforcement, or sometimes both. And they have these squeaky clean driving records. I'm talking about spotless federal background checks. And of course, they're trained and they do have a permit to carry a firearm, and they do. So how much is it going to cost you, say, over an Uber or Lyft? About 15 to 20% more than your typical rideshare driver. Black Wolf is really doing well in Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, and Phoenix. And look for this great idea to spread quickly to many other cities. And finally, this coming in at number 5. Wow. If you ever thought we'd get smell-o-vision, well, now we have lick-o-vision. What? Yes. Scientists are working on a digital lollipop. So this way, when you're in virtual reality, you could be tasting things. And right now, they have up to 9 different flavors. I'm not making this up. And it looks like a vape. And it works like, so when you lick it, you're licking gel pouches, and it has all these different flavor compounds. And then a mild electrical current triggers the release. So these flavors, the 9 different flavors, you have like salt, sugar, cherry, passion fruit, even milk. Ugh, I don't know if I want to do that. And if you want a stronger taste, you just keep licking. Okay. The voltage controls both the flavor release and the intensity. Wow. Isn't that something? You just never know what's going to happen the next day in tech advances. All right, think about this. Every time you look anything up online, even your embarrassing and private searches, you fill out a form, you shop, those data brokers are watching. They collect and sell your information to anyone willing to pay. I'm talking about your name, your address, your phone number, your social security number, and even everything that you do on social media. It's just all out there, ready to be sold and bought by who knows who. And they do know everything. So that's why you need to know about a company by the name of Incogni. They handle the process of sending out removal requests to these data broker sites so that this way you don't have to. Not only does this reduce the risk of identity theft, but also, telling you, just cuts down on the annoying spam calls, texts, and emails. So here's what you need to do. Go to privacykim.com and you're going to get my deal with Incogni. That's 60% off. I love Incogni. I get 0 spam phone calls, 0 spam emails ever since I signed up for Incogni. They've gotten me out of, I don't know, maybe 800 different data broker sites. So sign up now while you're thinking about it. Head over to privacykim.com. Once again, that's privacykim.com. All right, let's see. Coming up, of course, we have all of your great phone calls. We're going to talk about fitness trackers that are selling off your info, how to share your Wi-Fi password the easy way, and where to find a hidden tracker in your car. And of course, you have me, Kim Komando. All right, so I want you to look at your phone right now. And if it is not a brand new iPhone 16 Pro valued at $999, you're sitting there saying, Kim, well, I can't afford that. Well, you can enter to win one, silly. Just go to winfromkim.com. No purchase required. Well, you do have to get a few issues of my free newsletter, which you're going to love anyway. We have like a 2% rate of people who don't like it. And I always want to just call them up and say, what the heck's wrong with you? Everybody loves my free newsletter. Anyway, to enter to win that iPhone 16 Pro, a $999 value, just go to winfromkim.com. All right, coming up, how to break up with someone on your phone. Yes, it's possible. But first, how about we start with all of your phone calls? Randall in New Bern, North Carolina. Hi, Randall.
Hi.
Welcome. What's going on?
Hi. I have. I'm a artist by hobby, but have turned it into a little bit of a business. I create images and I sell them on shirts.
Awesome.
And I use Zazzle, where I can create my own store. And I use Facebook primarily to promote my content. But what I've found is, I don't know if it's people or it's bots, but somehow my art is showing up for sale, not from me.
Okay. At another website.
Yes, like 4 different sites that actually they posted on Facebook somewhere where I can see it. Usually it's a group, like for a high school reunion or some other activity group, a pickleball group. They take my images and they offer them for sale in a group that I'm part of. And
that's nice.
It even has my initials on.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
It's like, boy, the gall, right?
Yes.
It's just, there's no scruples, not even in pickleball art. Okay, so, all right, a couple of things you can do is typically if this T-shirt is being sold someplace else, is that there may be, you can do a who is. And have you ever done a who is search?
I have not.
Okay. So if you do a who is search, and it's like whois.net, and you type in a website, it'll tell you who owns the website. Mm-hmm. And in there, you'll find a contact name and an email address and a phone number, 9 times out of 10. And that may be where you do a cease and desist. Now, with your artwork, though, what I'd like you to do is to start watermarking the art that you display online. So what you're going to do is you're going to put in faint white letters someplace, copyright, Great Randall in New Bern, or however you want to do your copyright. You're an artist. Okay.
I gotcha.
Okay. So we're going to put a watermark on there somewhere with a copyright symbol saying it's mine. Because next time somebody uses it, you can say, hey, you didn't notice this, but there's a watermark there. And you're stealing my art. Now, anytime you have something copyright, trademark, that's when websites pay attention. Because then they know, oh, gosh, there's going to be a legal eagle coming soon unless I shape up. And they don't want that. It's better for them to go find somebody who doesn't have a copyright notice. Okay, make sure that you screenshot, you document everything. It's very, very important that you have evidence. Now, copywriting and watermarking is not going to prevent somebody from stealing it. It's just going to be easier for you to enforce it. And on Facebook, they do have a mechanism to report copyright infringement. Okay, and so that's where you can say, I have a copyright notice on it. And then you may have to get a formal cease and desist. But typically, before you do that, because of what's called the DMCA, it's called the Digital Millennial Copyright Act, you can request any online platform to remove content that infringes upon your copyright. And what you do is you can Google this, a DMCA takedown notice. Okay, and you can do this yourself. You don't need an attorney. DMCA takedown notice. So, and you start using that phrase that because of the DMCA, I'm asking that you remove content that's infringing upon my copyrights. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not an attorney. I can't give you legal advice, but I've done this with success. And the other thing that you want to do is if there's anything that you can trademark, even if you just have to register a trademark, is that's also because you're going to get a trademark number. That also helps when people start stealing your crap online.
And where do you do that?
Yeah, you're going to need a trademark attorney for that. Okay. You can do it yourself through the trademark office. But insider secret, the reason why on the bottom of every web page at commando.com, it has all my copyright notices and all my trademark numbers is just so what we're talking about. So if somebody tries to steal my stuff, I have it right there on the homepage. I'm going to go after you. And I got the trademark numbers, and the internet, believe it or not, as wild as it is, when it comes to infringing on trademarks and copyrights, that's when they go, oh, wait, this is bad. We can't allow this to happen. I mean, what are we doing here? Why would we let anybody infringe on that? So bottom line there is that's where that kind of happens. So try all this, and if it doesn't work, you may have to actually consult with an attorney. But I bet you with those tips, I think you're going to be okay. And thanks for your call. Let's see. Ed in Charlottesville, Virginia. Glad to have you with us.
Yeah, my question deals with a new ceiling fan that I put in my bedroom.
Okay.
And after a big struggle tearing down the old one, 15-year-old old one, putting up this new one, which turned out to be a smart ceiling fan. I didn't realize what was meant by that until I finally had it all hooked up. And then it asked before it could activate for my Wi-Fi address as well as the password.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, that's not right. Why would they do that? They don't need that. I've put in other fans in the past with little remote things that are Bluetoothed. This one wants my Wi-Fi and my Wi-Fi password. Should I be concerned? Is there anything there that I need to do?
Well, it probably wants to be able to let you control it through an app. Maybe put it on a schedule. A lot of people like to go to bed with the fan on, and then at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning they turn it off. Or maybe vice versa, or whatever it may be. Generally speaking, you're probably okay. But what I like to do is to put all of my internet connected things that there is no security standard for any of this stuff yet. I like to put it on a guest network. And so most routers allow you to have your main network and a guest network. And the whole idea is that if you put your Internet of Things on guest networks, it's not going to have access to your main network, which is what you use for your computer, your tablet, all the your other stuff, your phone, whatever device that you're looking at. And so if in fact something gets exploited, there is a vulnerability, it's only going to hit the devices on the guest network versus your real network. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. I knew you'd have the right answer.
Oh, thank you. So in your router settings, just make sure that you set up a different network, like I said, the guest network. And that's also handy for when you actually have guests over, so that this way they can have access to any files, any NAS, or anything else that you might have shared on the entire network. So again, just set up a guest network. If you need help on how to do that, I know that we have a whole how-to over at the website. That's commando.com with a K. Ed, thank you for your call today. Hey, are you tired of dealing with annoying passwords? We all are. NordPass remembers and autofills all your passwords for you, and it's only $1.24 per month. I mean, seriously, this is a great deal. What you want to do is go to nordpass.com/Kim. That's nordpass.com/Kim. All right, so your love of your life is no longer the love of your life. So how do you get this person to stop showing up in your memories? Well, your iPhone has something called breakup mode. Yes, it's called that. You find a picture of the person who's out of your life. You click the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner and say, tap feature this person. And then you got 2 options. Make them go away for good or just to feature them less. And by the way, if you're on Google Photos, it's called Memories, and it has the same settings right there. Yes, breakup mode. They're on your phone. Hey, stay right where you are. We have more tips and calls coming up you don't ever want to miss. All right, if you have ever said, what'd you say, you need to really listen up closely. Because if you're struggling to hear what's going on around you, you need to check out hear.com/Kim. They offer high-tech hearing aids like the Horizon IXs. Let me tell you, these deliver crystal clear sound and can be controlled right from your smartphone. Plus, with their nationwide audiologist network and online consultations, help is always close by. So here's what you need to do. Go to here.com/Kim to see if you qualify for a no-risk 45-day free trial. That's here.com/Kim. Let's see. Coming up, I'm going to give you the insider secret on how to share your Wi-Fi password the easy and fun way. And then later on, ever wondered if there was a GPS tracker in your car? Well, what's the best way to find it? I'll be passing some tips along. And of course, we have your phone calls. But before we get to that, let's talk about your health tracker. I mean, it knows if your steps are wobbly, your heart's pounding, tossing, turning, get that sleep score at night. And it's pretty great for keeping tabs on your health. But here's the deal. Researchers at Mozilla found that, these devices will sell your health data to third parties. So who would that be? Marketing companies, and yes, even your insurance companies. What about the laws? They don't do anything to really stop it. So what you have to do is to protect yourself. So you want to always have devices with end-to-end encryption, strong privacy reputations. What this means is you buy your fitness and your wearables from companies that you know and you recognize. I mean, like Armin, like Apple and Garmin and Samsung. And then always look for options to opt out of data sharing. And what you definitely don't want to do ever is to link your health tracker to your social media or your third-party apps, because then the data train just goes on and on and on. And who knows what they're going to sell to who. Let's see. How about Phil in Indianapolis, Indiana? Hi there, Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, Kim. Thanks for taking my call.
You betcha. What's going on?
Well, I got a question about more has to do with privacy, like within your own home, and of course, the technology. My ex-wife and I will ask to talk to the kids from time to time, of course, and usually set up like you would a Zoom meeting. My kids will go to their bedroom and call me, or I'll have them call their mom.
Mm-hmm.
But on occasions, without my knowledge, consent, or anything, she will call the kids. One's 15. He's the one that has his own cell phone. The other child is 6. And she's in my home without me even knowing about it. I have issues with this. I have brought this up to her. And I would tell you I've talked to local law enforcement, and they're not willing to do anything about it. And I just want to know what your take was on legality for me protecting my privacy.
So when you're not around, she FaceTimes the kids?
No, I could be home. There was an incident where I believe my daughter talked to her older brother to call mom. I was still asleep. It's early, and next thing you know, my daughter comes in, wakes me up, and my ex-wife is right there on the phone with a camera looking at me sleeping, or waking me up, if you will.
And then you guys share joint custody?
Yes.
50-50
custody.
Do you ever call her?
I always ask for her to have the kids call me.
Okay.
So, she can set them up wherever is comfortable and private, and they'll call me from that spot. And that's usually what I do for her. I would say probably on almost a dozen occasions, she'll just bypass that part and just call them, and then just basically invite herself into our home without me knowing.
Yeah, it's kind of you're in a really precarious position, aren't you? I mean, because you want the kids to have a great relationship with their mom, right?
Absolutely.
And you want to have a great relationship with the kids. And so you don't want to be like, oh, you can't talk to mom unless she says something to me first, and because then that's going to be that's just going to spark some animosity, maybe, if not now, at some point. Saying like, well, how come I can't talk to my mom whenever I want to talk to my mom? Why is that?
It makes sense if she's calling and they see her on caller ID that they're going to answer.
Sure,
right? Yeah,
exactly. So what I would do is to maintain some sense of privacy for yourself. Okay, so that if you are sleeping, suddenly you don't see your ex-wife's face. Good morning, honey. Oh, wait, whoa, what was going on there, right?
Right.
Is I would set up for the kids, I'd go buy a desk and a chair and put a stand on it for their phone and say, from now on, this is the mom corner. Okay. And when you talk to your mom, this is where you sit. And you put your phone up here, and here's a charger. And so you can prop your phone up, and you can sit there, and you guys can talk. And so where she's not getting a view of everything that's happening in the house, what the dishes look like in the sink or whatever, right?
Exactly.
And so this way, it's a no judgment zone. And the kids are old enough to understand that. So, the 15-year-old and the 6-year-old. This is where you sit when you talk to your mom. I would love for you to talk to your mom whenever she wants to talk to you guys. But these are the rules. Number 1 is what happens in the house stays in the house. And number 2 is that you sit in this chair. And it's a comfortable chair. You're going to like it. I put up some extra lights so you're going to look great. And that's the way that's going to work. Now, the other thing that you could do, too, and it's totally up to you, because I don't know the relationship, and there's always, anytime there's divorce, there's always feelings.
It could be better.
Yeah, exactly. Are you concerned about what she's asking the kids?
No, I would tell you, when I say it could be better, it could be a lot better. So she's always after me and take me to court for various things, which has not panned out very well for her, but she still does it.
Okay. Well, then in that case,
my privacy.
Okay, in that case,
nothing to hide.
Okay, so you put up the chair, your desk and a chair in a certain part of the house I'm thinking like in a corner, so there's nothing that she can't see anything. Okay, it's just, or you know where I'm talking about. There's some place in your house that you can do this, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, what I would also do, it's up to you if you want to tell the kids, is I would get something like a Nest camera, put it in that room, and set it up so anytime motion or audio is detected, that it automatically records.
I don't believe we're allowed to. So I believe in the state of Indiana, we're not allowed to record conversations between the parents. So if they're, for example, talking to them and they decided, okay, guys, call your mom, and they're going to sit on the couch, I'll go out in the yard and find something to do.
All right. Okay.
And they'll let me know when they're done talking.
Well, that's good. I mean, I'm not
privacy.
not a lawyer. I don't know all the local statutes and state privacy laws, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because if you're not allowed to do it, then you shouldn't do it. But I was just thinking, like, if there was something else going on that maybe you wanted to have a record of, that would be an easy way to do it, because that's the way these cameras work. But again, I would just set up a desk and a chair and some lights in a special part of the house that's only going to be available to these kids and to your ex-wife whenever they want to have a call. So this way, there's not really seeing what else is going on inside the house unless she has to. So, but I'm glad you did mention that. So, I'm sure that's acceptable for any type of legal consideration. But if you have any questions about that, again, you always got to consult an attorney, because I'm a lot of things, but I am not an attorney. No way. I always hire them. That's what I do. And thanks for your call today, Phil. All right, let's switch gears. And you know that glow that you see on people who just seem to radiate health? It's not just great lighting. It's what's really happening inside their body. And one of the best kept secrets to looking and feeling amazing is collagen. You see, as we get older, our body slows down collagen production. That's how we get our wrinkles, thinning hair, achy joints, and brittle nails. But here's the good news. You really can fight back naturally. You want to get high-quality collagen from NativePath, because this way you're going to be giving your body essential building blocks to support that smoother skin and stronger nails, shinier hair, and even healthier joints. Your future self will thank you. And right now, as a Kim Commando listener, you're going to get 45% off with free shipping, and you also get a free gift bundle for a limited time. Here's where you need to go. GetNativePath.com/Kim. That's GetNativePath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
All right, so you know the drill. Your friends come over, they want your Wi-Fi password, and you're like, oh man, I don't know what that is. And then you open up your iPhone, you open up KeyPass, and of course now there are new ways that you can just share your password by tapping on someone's name. But there is a totally easier way to do this, and here's what I have at my house, is that you make a QR code. Yes, the same tech that restaurants use to show you menus. You want to go to qrcodemonkey.com. And once you're there, you can select Wi-Fi. You just enter your network name, your password, and then create QR code. You download that QR code, you print it out, you put it in a nice picture frame, you say scan here for your Wi-Fi. Again, you no longer have to say what the Wi-Fi network name is and what the password. I know there are a lot of different places that you can make a QR code, but I like to go to qrcodemonkey.com. Let's see, coming up, we're going to talk about how you can find hidden GPS trackers in your car. And of course, we have more of your phone calls that you don't want to miss here on the Kim Commando Show. All right, did you know there's malware out there that records every single thing that you type? It's called a keylogger. And let me tell you, wow, it's one of the sneakiest ways that hackers will steal your password, your credit card numbers, and all your private info. That's where Endpoint Lock comes in. Think of it like a secret vault for your keyboard. And if you are doing all your banking and all the other stuff on your phone, well, you really need to check out endpointlock.com/Kim, because we have a deal. Using code KIM10, you're going to get 10% off a monthly or an annual plan. That's endpointlock.com/Kim. And you want to use promo code KIM and the number 10. Let's see, Eloise in Lansing, Michigan. Glad to have you with us.
Hello, Kim.
Welcome.
I love listening to your show. You always have such helpful information on how to navigate through the ever-changing tech life that we have to live nowadays.
Boy, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it changes every day. every minute. It seems like it does. So how can I help you out?
Well, when I was faced with the question I'm going to ask today, I knew I needed to contact you and you would have an answer. So I've got a court case that I'm in.
Okay.
A lot of the exhibits will be text messages, and taking pictures on my phone of each exhibit will be a very cumbersome job. I know there must be a software program out there that can make this easier. I'm wondering if you can give me advice on which programs to purchase for this.
Okay, so are you using Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay. On your iPhone, there's a program that's used by lawyers and also law enforcement to do exactly what you want to do, which is to preserve text message evidence, right?
Right.
And you're right, doing it by doing screenshot after screenshot after screenshot, you're like, oh, no, you don't want that. So instead, what you're going to do is get all the data that's associated with the text message, the date and time, contact information. And so this way you can back them up and export all these text messages. The name of the program is called Decipher Text Message. Decipher Text Message. It's like $30. Definitely worth the $30. Okay. And so it's basically an app that you're going to put on your phone, and it works out really great. Again, it's Decipher Text Message. And then just do that. Then you're going to have the whole bangaroo as a big PDF file. Then you could just go through. This particular program has been accepted in legal proceedings, which is why that's the one I'm recommending. Because if it is a court case, that's one that you want. Now, if you're on Android, Legal Text Collector is the one that I would recommend on if you're on Android. Again, that's Legal Text Collector or Decipher Text Message. Now, if you're just sitting there saying, it's not really for a court case, but I just want to have a backup of all my text messages, that's where we go a different route. If you're on an iPhone, you're going to use iExplorer. And if you're on Android, SMS Backup and Restore are the choices there. But again, legal, you're going to use Decipher Text Message or that Legal Text Collector. Elsie, thank you so much for your kind words, and thanks for your call today. Ricky in Wilmington, South Carolina. Hi there, Rick.
Hey, Kim. What a pleasure to speak with you. Love listening to you, and your daily emails are so helpful. So thank you so much for that. Don't really have a huge dilemma, but I would like to remote in to my work computer when I'm on vacation. I know I'm supposed to take it easy.
I was just going to say, what part of like work computer and vacation? It's not supposed to be in the same sentence, okay?
I know it. But sometimes it's peace of mind, just to be able to check in briefly. And I have a wonderful assistant who occasionally has to miss work because she has a non-speaking autistic daughter. Mm-hmm. And she wants to do the same thing. She wants to be able to stay current with what she's doing and maybe not miss as many hours as she has to sometimes. So do you know of any safe, secure options for remoting in?
Well, for sure, because we have on staff, I like to refer to him as our IT genius, John. Okay, John is amazing.
Hello.
Okay, everybody should have John in their lives. I mean, he's just, he's kind, he's patient. And, unlike a lot of IT people, I'm going to very general terms, don't get mad at me. If you're in IT, I'm a geek of the week too, so I can say this, is that a lot of IT folks, they don't have good communication skills. You know what I mean? They can be a bit abrupt in their conversations. Okay.
Exactly.
So when John uses something in particular, I'm always like, John, what are you using? And he's also very critical. So for John to decide and use a product, I'm like, okay, it must be really good. So there's one in particular that he uses for remote access because when things are not working at my house, of course, I'm going to ask John to, jump on and try to fix it. He also has to jump on, certain team members here on their computers to make sure that, they're all up to date and good things like that. He uses TeamViewer. And so TeamViewer can be configured for remote access. Some other things that you want to keep in mind is just because you're going to be using your email address for the remote access, just be sure that email address is super locked down. Because you want to make sure that they don't have access to other things, right? I mean, having access to your Gmail account is one thing, but having access to your work computer could really be a big disruptor on so many different levels, right? Okay.
Exactly, yes.
So TeamViewer or AnyDesk, both are free programs, by the way, TeamViewer or AnyDesk. And now, keep in mind, you're on vacation, so promise me you're going to have some drinks with little umbrellas.
You bet I will. You know it, Kim.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks for your call today, Ricky, and have a great,
Thanks.
safe trip. You got it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Kim.
Hey, if you haven't already, make sure that you sign up for my free newsletter. Over 650,000 people every single day get something called The Current. That's what I called my newsletter. And why is it called The Current? Because I will keep you current. I will actually keep you tech ahead and never left tech behind. We have like the tech news, we do deep dives, we have some tech life upgrades, and then there's always, I don't know, 2 or 3 really bad jokes to make you smile while you're reading along. And so again, join over 650,000 folks. It's about a 5-minute read every morning, perfect with your morning tea or coffee or even your orange juice. And you want to sign up right now over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. All right. Have you ever thought if there's a hidden GPS tracker in your car, how do you actually find those things? Because they're so small. I know the answer, and you will too. So stay with me here on the Kim Komando Show. All right, what do you think is the number one tool in a stalker's toolbox? Yeah, air tags, tiles, or any other GPS trackers. And where do they want to put them? In your car. So if you've got some crazy acts or just a gut feeling that something's off, thanks to GPS trackers, your car is a prime target. So you need to give it a thorough check. Start with the outside. It's the easiest place for someone to attach a tracker without breaking in. You want to use a flashlight to look at the undercarriage, where trackers can be attached magnetically. Also, inspect inside the bumper. It has a hollow space where they can actually put one in there. Now, if someone had access to the inside of the car, look under the dashboard. That's where a tracker can be wired to the car's power source. And you also want to do a deep dive into your car seat cushions and side panels, because trackers can be easily left there. Yes, it's a nutso world. Hey, make sure that you sign up for my newsletter at getkim.com.